We want to know about the hot tub streamers. Yeah, Sam, please finish the story. I want to know. Mhm. Not always. Like Twitch used to have use really like strong standards of like what you could stream and who was allowed to stream. It had to be like gaming content, and now, you know, they're finding other ways to get that kind of content in. Oh, really? Yeah, not. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Well, you know, they're accountants now. That's the term, you know. Accountants. Yeah, Sam. Well, I don't know if it's that kind, but oh my gosh. That would be cool. Yeah. I think that would be really clever, Sam. And it could be like and it could be geared towards people in that field that are raking in money and need help with their accounting, you know, the other accountants. Yeah. Yeah. Good, good. Please. Why? Let T. TEA. It's in my name. You can see. Well, I guess my name, the color of it's kind of hard to read against the white, but it's a TEALET TEA. Let T. Let T. That sounds like some kind of deep, like philosophical statement about tea. Let T. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, smoking. It's interesting. Oh, cool. Oh, that I'm streaming. Woo! Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be served some ads. I mean, you're always going to be served some ads. Oh, so you were the one. You were the one that dropped in asking about the mushrooms. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Real cool. Nevada, Las Vegas. We are everywhere. Yep. Cool. Wait, what does that mean? Okay. Oh. What? I need to make tea myself. I've been sitting here this whole time, never even drinking tea. You should have cold brewed some. Hey, so now that I had to cancel my trip, I think I want to organize a road trip. Yeah, I gotta do something. Area 15, the Meow Wolf installation. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Santa Fe. There's gonna be one in Denver, and that one they say should be opening. I think by like the winter or the spring, the next spring. Yeah, but like then with psychedelic, like artistic interpretations of the ironies in life all around you. I don't know about that. Google knows everything. Yeah, it's not far at all. And then you have a place to stay when you come. Yeah, yeah, I have an extra room. Um, yep, yep. Oh, sweet. I don't know.
Again.
No.
Yeah.
Not in here. I mean, in real life.
Oh, like getting together? All
Yeah.
of us
Oh,
Topia
like the
people?
opposite. Like
Yeah.
once, we can do things to like recreate this Topia in the real world.
Yeah. Let's go have a tea house festival. Topia Tea House Festival.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
That'd be pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
Y'all are welcome here.
Yeah, Sam's got the room for it. See, there we go. Figured it out. Scheduled 2022.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna this May. I'm gonna try and do like a first like go at like a 10-person tea party up here,
Nice.
and that feels pretty good. And then we'll go from there. Like, I don't think we have the facilities to bring in like 20 to 30, but 10
You
feels
get there.
pretty doable right now.
You get there, you just
Right?
build a bathhouse and shit. And you be good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Literally, like we're gonna try and figure out how to do like self-composting toilet house type stuff.
Good deal.
Heck yeah.
And see if we can do it in a way that doesn't like smell like
Fungus.
terrible. Exactly.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a lot easier than you think, Sam.
Composting jars
Yeah.
are really not that difficult.
Yeah.
Most things
No,
are
but to make 'em
easier
not
than I
smell.
think they are, and the hardest thing for me is to actually get started and figure out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I want to say hi to Stormy and welcome you to the space.
Yes. Likewise.
Hi.
Nice
Thanks.
meeting you.
Been wandering around and figuring out what's going on here.
We don't know either, so.
We're just hanging out, having a good
Can
time.
you tell us? Did you figure it out?
Yeah,
What's going on here?
What's the news?
This is the spot, so
Yeah,
Oh.
this is a cool spot. We meet here every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific. You're always welcome. And then we meet also on Mondays at 5 Pacific. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I popped up on Facebook and then I followed the link over here. So
Oh, nice. Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
I guess I can get apples right now.
Apples?
Yum.
I like apples.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's great.
those are
Guess we
good
gotta get
things to
apples.
eat.
Bitcoin could go for some
Apple jokes. Let's see if I have an apple joke.
Jeremy, what do you have going on there? Is that a disco ball with a doily?
Bye.
What's up? Bye-bye.
Oh wow.
It kind of is. Or it's like
With
a
a
scrunchie.
scrunchie.
It's a scrunchie.
Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
It still kind of reminds me of a rabbi.
Yeah.
Disco Rabbi.
That's what we're
Yeah.
calling the deal. They need a hat though.
That's my DJ name, Disco Rabbi.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is like
That's my nickname in high school.
It's a pretty good one, Disco Rabbi. Rabbi Disco? Rabbi Disco. It's just a bunch of techno, house, funk with Hebrew looped over top of it.
Like klezmer funk. Actually, when I was in Israel, I was in like a town that was like just kind of a really strong Kabbalah community, and they were having a klezmer music festival. And at night,
that
the like
instrument?
psychedelic stuff was like pretty rad, with just like bass
I'm not
drums,
surprised by that. Yeah.
bass drums, guitar, accordion,
down.
clarinet.
Doesn't
Wow.
surprise me.
Getting down.
People will like to dance.
Maybe.
Shoot.
I'm just letting y'all know that Eric is here with us in more than
What do you
just
mean?
spirit, because he's watching on Twitch. But yeah, he's got some people have different standards, or what do you call that, boundaries of like when they feel comfortable in a social situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's no putting this cat back in the bag.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if like opens back up is even necessarily a thing.
So yeah, we're happy that you're
Yeah.
engaging with us in the way that
It's pretty
you
open
are.
here in San Diego. And I still want to spend time with my friends in virtual space.
Yeah. I think
And I'm making an effort.
we appreciate it when you stop in, Kayla. Or fucking Laura.
It's all good. But I mean, yeah, the same way that like, my family lives across the country, and we Zoom for like birthdays and celebrations and things like that. And once I can get them to figure out Topia, this is where we'll hang out. My brother has a world. I have a world.
Sweet.
So it's the user experience you think is this critical friction to adoption? So do you think the barrier between user adoption and current platform usage is the experience, like the onboarding process, what you see on the first screen? Do you go to create your world, or do you go to a common welcome world? You know what I mean? So if this was as easy to use as Zoom, would you use this over Zoom? Is my question.
I already do.
already do.
Yeah, I feel like
I think this is a lot easier.
Yeah, as long as it's a common world. I mean, if you, it's a matter of getting to something that's already set up. If you were going to go create your own world, I could see how it'd be a little bit more difficult. But I just like 2 clicks and I'm in here, and then I just like walk here, so.
Who's the target demographic, do you think, for this? Just like
everybody.
Right.
Are you in market research? I'm so confused.
He's
just
Sam's
so
not kidding when he says everybody. Like,
I'm just curious.
I'll be right back. I know. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've done like large, like 10,000 person company conferences.
Okay.
We've got another world that operates almost like a co-working space.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that have built art, like the virtual version of their art galleries in it. It's really, really flexible for whatever you want to do in it.
No, I totally get that. It's just like, I mean, so if you give people tools, they build things throughout history. I'm not like a historian, but just seems to be a trend, So like, obviously, as you give platform users increased functionality, your target demographic expands and very rapidly. Like the marginal increase in like user utility from just adding several small features or just making the experience a little bit more streamlined. But the art in it is really great. This looks quite thoughtful. Like some people I think would call this simple, but I would say this is actually quite artistic, and it looks intentionally minimalistic. So like it's pretty well done. But like when you get to the website, like the primary button is create a world. Like when people join something new that's this different for the first time, they don't want to create something new. They want to see like this social influence and relatedness that like other people on this strange new platform are also using a world with me. So I think your user adoption rate, all features the same right now. If the home screen on Topia literally just had a portal view into this world right here, as long as there's someone in it, people will stay in the platform. And then once they're inside the platform, then you give them the tools to build out. They're already in your ecosystem. But like your primary user right now isn't looking to create. Like creators are always a minority of platform users. So like the primary button should be to see what's existing now and then give them the functionality to build after that. And like once they're in your ecosystem, like bring them back to Discord, Twitter, whatever, like build your base there. But like a few things could really make this world blow up pretty quickly to almost, I'd say, an unmanageable level in a short amount of time.
Well, I think there's not one door into Topia. I didn't come in through the main door. I still haven't. I still don't even go
Joe.
interact with the main stuff.
Joe, he's talking about like the current flow and way that Topia is advertising to acquire new users, not talking about the door that you and I came in.
Right.
Giggle Dragon, I think that's really valuable feedback, and I appreciate it. I will pass it on. I think you're 100% correct. We're all pretty aware of like the idea of the Reddit hug of death, that like the right thing in the right place at the right time, and the entire internet will show up.
I don't think you want the entire internet to show
No,
up.
we definitely don't. And like the platform is pretty locked down in that it only works on desktop and Chrome right now.
Right.
As they really like smooth out a lot of the user experience and get the tech to a place that it's really scalable. But I mean, the feedback around the fact that the marketing funnel is driving towards creation rather than engaging in new use, just finding engaging experiences, that totally makes sense. And that's not my area that
Sam,
but I do know who to pass that feedback on to.
I think you can appreciate the fact that in its stage right now, it is more based on creation because it's going to lay itself a foundation instead of just inviting everybody in right away before it's even properly developed.
Well, that's very much the developers' goal for the platform is not to build experiences. It is to build the platform and empower creators.
Right. For now.
No.
Yeah.
No, the intention of the creators of Topia is to stay focused on the platform and empowering creators.
Okay.
They're not looking to
come from those creators rather than from the platform itself.
Right.
Yeah, creators are always your power users, and you always got to empower them. There's like that fine balance, right, between like empowering creators and also empowering the initial engagement. So like if you just keep giving people more tools, but don't make the experience and like this funnel more efficient. I'm sorry, I'm really high, but like the problem is
you're good.
Like, they have all these tools to build out. It's like going to like the middle of like barren West Africa and just putting like millions of dollars of Tesla machinery. It doesn't matter. There's nothing to do there. So like you have to have some sort of ecosystem before you expand this tool set. Again, just my humble opinion, but I've seen this model succeed in a few other applications, the most recent being TikTok. Just download TikTok, open it up, and you start seeing videos. Like they don't give you any sign-up process. They don't ask you to make a username. Obviously here you have to have some unique identifying assets. And I think as this gets more sophisticated, like you'll have, I mean, obviously you all played RuneScape, right?
Right.
Like I lived in the marketplace in RuneScape.
Yeah, Topia's marketplace will be launching probably within the next 6 weeks.
I feel like
it's going to be sick.
The place, isn't it, Sam?
I'm sorry?
The marketplace is one of the main goals of the whole platform.
The marketplace is coming soon.
Yeah,
it's like a primary focus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have some kind of digital in-game, not game, but in-world currency, because then you have an ecosystem for it to flow. Obviously, you're not going to build it, again, just hypothetical, but you're not going to build it on like Ethereum or anything else. It's just the throughput isn't high enough. So like you're going to have to pick a platform like Solana, which does like 50,000 transactions a second, like 400 millisecond block times. It uses this like pretty nuanced, apparently new version of like proof of stake. So it uses, don't quote me, but like proof of history for consensus, but it's still proof of stake because like it uses that structure for actually like settling transactions or something.
That's a buzzword that Elise likes. Elise likes that word.
No, but like again, I don't know, but like once you get to that point, I mean, then dude, you're flying. But I don't know. Marketplace is good, and especially for like user adoption. Like, you guys participate in airdrops at all? Crypto?
No.
Airdrops.
I don't know anything about an airdrop.
Airdrops are the greatest model in the history of the world in terms of
better than NFTs.
Bro, far better. I mean, so thoughts on that in a second, but like you gotta be careful of the NFT like legally. It's just like sketch, you know, like unless you're like pretty certain. Like I wouldn't, you know, I don't think you guys will delve into that quite yet. But so airdrops, you're giving away a scarce digital asset that has value, right? And in exchange, you're getting these users to organically go spread your stuff on social media, right? You get to sign up for the airdrop to get a token that is going most likely to be listed on like some decentralized exchange. Solana has tons of airdrops now because it's fast and fees are like 1/1,000,000th of a penny. But like ultimately, you're leveraging your growing Discord user base, which ideally you should be funneling all through Topia. And like the main button on the screen should be like go to Discord to learn more, but like just talk to all these community moderators that are in the center. You know what I'm saying? So like you're leveraging their willingness to expose the platform on social media, or you'd be really.
I mean, we definitely like people that expose themselves.
Yeah, but like if you incentivize people to participate, they really will, and they'll do a good job. And you can give away in-game assets because you actually will have an ecosystem to do it, like a marketplace. I mean, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool,
Yeah, that's good
man.
feedback.
Hey, so, Giggle Dragon, are you working on a product yourself, or you work for a company?
No,
What do you do?
it's just fascinating. I'm just high.
You're just high? I mean, it sounds like you're pretty intelligent on these things. Like,
No, I appreciate it.
Seems that
We
you
like
should put a little bit more into that.
What do you do?
Depth of conversation.
What do I do, dude? Honestly, nothing. Nothing interesting, seriously. But I just a fan of these types of technologies because, like, obviously
From the
AR,
traditional market.
obviously AR, VR, metaverse, like things like Decentraland, like Oculus is really the first, right? Oculus, the Rift too, is like the first affordable VR headset with like good slam and like pretty much it's like actually usable AR by the masses. And like ultimately this is where this is going. But what Topia is like the inevitable step between those two. And you can't really jump them because they're just too different. Like if people don't understand how to go to Topia on a browser in Chrome or like enable their audio mic, do you think they're going to be able to like perform functional tasks in VR right now? Like absolutely not, you know? So like this is a bridge and ultimately this probably goes to VR, right? Like there must be some type of bridge between this plan, no?
No, I mean, I think honestly, the idea of it is really about keeping it as lightweight and as accessible as possible.
It's so scalable, right? Like, is there any other open world like this that's even still this easily accessible, like from the browser and like built?
I don't think so.
They have competitors that are functionally like the tech on the back end is built differently so that it doesn't scale as well for users. Because the cool thing here is all the audio video connections are peer to peer.
Yeah.
So as Topia grows, and we could have 100 people in this world, and it wouldn't change the load on Topia's servers.
Well, is that totally true? Like, I understand WebRTC is like browser to browser. I don't know exactly how it works or anything, but I figure that like at least what I've seen with WebRTC, it's good up to like 15 or 20 people. But there's like definitely
they limit it to 10. That you can have active connections with 10 people.
So it's not as scalable then, is it? Because you have to spin up. Can
you have an active conversation with a group of 10 or more people? I mean, come on, who here hasn't been in a Zoom call that had like 40 people and then nobody gets to say a word?
Yo, I apologize. Wait a second. My misunderstanding. So the WebRTC component, correct me here, please. So it's just the 10 closest people to you. Obviously, it's not everyone in the world.
It's proximity.
Right.
Really clever. Okay.
Right. So that's the whole idea of it being spatial, that when you walk away, you disconnect from us.
My fault. So it's constantly going in and out of just browse, like little blotches of like browsers, like boom, interactions.
Yeah,
boom.
You know, if everybody in here is talking and me and you want to have a conversation, we can just like walk away a little bit and get privacy, you know, just like in the real world.
It's like an actual party.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Like when they had Burning Man in here, I could just walk up to conversations and be like, what are you guys talking about? Like I could at a real event.
Right. But then you can bust off too. That's the nice part. All 10 of us start talking.
No.
It's like me and you were talking about one thing. Let's just go over here and actually have this conversation, you know? That's something you can't do in Zoom. Everybody's got to shut up, you know? It's miserable trying to Zoom with 20 people.
So these are scalable worlds then, right? And it sounds like, I don't know, but it sounds like the other platforms are really just built for like enterprise stuff. But like humble opinion is that like your target base is not ultimately enterprise. Like sure, it's probably good for like individual revenue generation events, but unless it's things like churches or like groups like this that have like weekly or bi-weekly whatever meetings, then like it's really not like sustainable user acquisition. And like ultimately, like, dude, who wouldn't buy their own world for like $5? Dude, I've seen in video games like in an in-game lobby, you could just like buy a Nerf gun for $1 just so you could shoot other people in the in-game lobby. And like people buy it. Like you'll get users to spend money if they like the platform, you know?
Yep.
So like is that an advantage here? I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, I mean, so are you familiar with Second Life?
I mean, just a little bit.
So an ex-CFO of Second Life is the CFO on Topia. And that's very much like a model that is being looked at around like we're creating this universe that people can take part in, and marketplace economy, all that stuff is totally coming. Yeah, like
can you integrate Twitch streams and stuff like so? Like, here's my thought. I gotta get my charger.
I mean, Elise just uses not at all. Elise uses OBS to link into Twitch. What I will probably do is recommend that if this is the kind of conversation that you want to have, there's a group of people that are more informed on it that are getting together starting in about 10 minutes, and I'll send you their direction.
Yeah, dude, whatever works.
Because those are also the people to talk to about these kind of things, and they'll have more of your technical answers.
Can you message me on here? Is that fine? Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, there's Topia now. That came out right before Burning Man.
Yeah. But if you're wondering about the demographic, I mean, this started for Burning Man. So
Yeah.
If that tells you anything about
so like groups who are familiar being around each other and around some like common event, right?
Right.
So like your target demographic in the beginning, my opinion, is people who are already doing like somewhat adjacent, not adjacent, is that the right word? Parallel, similar is the word, right? Similar things, like people who are sitting and watching Twitch. If you give them similar functionality in terms of like actually being able to see the video, and you give them some way to like chat on the side with each other, like I understand the platform is like promoting like conversation, but like if you want to hit certain users right now, like you gotta like do what they already want to do, which is literally just listen, right? And if they want to talk to each other, they will. But like making it so if you disable your video, it like disables everyone. Like some people want to be seen, but they don't want to be heard, vice versa, or both, you know, at the same time, whatever way. So like if you just give people the same functionality, upload some popular YouTube video. Again, not a lawyer, but like if you can find a way to get some rights to some good video, like then you just blast it on social, and people will actually just show up and sit there because people literally do that in real life at like outdoor movie theaters.
Wait, you don't like the YouTube videos that we linked in here?
Dude, I literally have been on this like twice, maybe 3 times.
We got videos.
5.
We got plenty of YouTube videos linked in this world.
There's all sorts of content in here. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But like that market is like capturable at the moment, you know, like it already works with what Topia does. I'm not saying Topia won't get more sophisticated. I understand that, but like right now it does this.
Right.
In the future, it might do this.
It really comes down to why do you want to grow? And is it growth for the sake of growth and acquiring users as quickly as possible? Or is it about building something? It's almost, they take much more of the slow and steady wins the race type mentality that they're not, if they wanted 1 million users and that was their focus and that was their metric, then that's what they would be doing, but it's not. They are looking closely at connection time, and like when they see that the 8 of us, we're one of their favorite spaces because we get groups of 8 to 10 people together that stay connected for 2+ hours.
Right.
And like that's how they know that their platform is fostering authentic connection and making it easier for people to come in and not participate doesn't necessarily accomplish their mission of fostering authentic connection. So it's really just kind of like where they're choosing to divert or put their focus. Like there are definitely other features available that like we can use a broadcaster mode so that you'd be able to full screen people's videos, and that would allow us to have like a panel of 3 or 4 people, and then everybody else would be muted, and then you can have a panel, and there's enough of with the Topia mail you can send a message to submit a question, that kind of stuff. Right. We host conferences and stuff in here too.
Right. So like I guess I totally agree with you. I guess what I was saying is that like when the ability or when the time arrives, you have like pretty like viable options to scale it. I agree in the beginning, like the only thing that really needs to improve, like keep growing your organic base, is just funneling the people that initially hit the site like into a more consolidated area, and ultimately like they will spread the platform for you. They'll figure it out pretty quickly. Encrypted video chat, peer-to-peer, like they'll get it, you know?
Well, like you said, the creators are the power users, and I think by attracting creators, focusing on attracting creators, the creators are going to come in here and figure it out, whether it's you know, whether it's like super user friendly or not. They're going to come in here and be like, "What's going on?" And they're going to like,
there will be good money to be made in the affiliate and referral program.
Yeah. Dude, you don't even need to worry. Like if you take profit, that literally is direct opposition to user adoption. Like you can tell me about any platform possible that blew up the most, like it remained free for the longest, and the company was just like, fuck it, we're gonna get as many users as we can, and then it doesn't matter, you know?
No, then they're just gonna sell your data, and that's what Topia is not gonna do.
But like you don't need to profit. Like people, you know, like people get it pretty quickly. Like even I figured this out pretty quickly. You know, like I see its value, I think, immediately, you know? So it's like, where are your target creators then? Like who are they? Just everyone? But like you have to start somewhere though. You have to like ultimately like something has to be the first, you know?
For sure.
I think it's a little more organic than you know, manipulated or intentional.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I wouldn't say manipulated, but I'd say
it's not as targeted. You know what I mean? That's
what I'm asking. Who do you target first? Like literally who? Like what group? Name them.
You know,
I'm not the guy that's handling their AdWords.
Right.
Not AdWords, bro. Just like organic user growth. Like, is it kids at NYU who are sophomores and live here, like Washington Square Park or something like whatever it is? Like, who is that first group? Because like they are your power target initial creators.
The first group is us.
Yeah, we are the first group.
So what is your common interest?
T.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the single. If worlds have had ID numbers, this would probably be in the single digits, as far as like when this world was created.
Yeah, so like, is your common interest really T? It seems like it's many other things from what I've heard.
Tea is everything.
And when we say tea, we don't just mean like bottled iced tea. We mean like traditional, authentic, the whole kid caboodle. So.
Yeah, we're definitely all here kind of providing support to Elise, who just had her tea sourcing trip canceled because of COVID. So that's part of what we're here today doing, is trying to make Elise have a good day.
Yo, I'm sorry I dove in hard to this conversation.
No, that's cool. Man.
Don't be.
I know.
We're into
I
it.
know literally nothing about teas.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, we just like hanging out with our friends too.
Yeah. Right, like Twitch creators are literally the perfect first demographic. But my question is like, what is the economic incentive for like a Twitch user to switch? They're like, why would you take your? I'm serious, just like pragmatically, why would you take your user base from Twitch to a new platform, even if it has better functionality? But like economically, they're just like they make Twitch users like the majority of the streamers and like the top whatever. There's like this pretty big drop off, like Pareto, whatever it's called. But it's like they are literally professional streamers. They are considered like professional athletes in like the fantasy esports world. You know, like the 51% whatever plus income comes from Twitch related stuff. So like they're not going to give up their livelihood to switch platforms.
Oh, they're not
You know
going
what
to
I mean?
switch platforms. No, this is like in addition. And
But like, would Twitch let you stream Twitch on Topia? Like that doesn't seem like with like the ad whatever.
She's doing it right now.
Yeah, you would still stream.
She's literally doing it right now.
I'm streaming us to Twitch right now. So like they could have like unique content whenever they did want to meet their community.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I see. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like it's in addition. Yeah. It's augmented, of course. But Twitch, I think that we're gonna see like a big protest on Twitch because like. I've been really looking at the numbers of it and like how hard people are working, and it's like it's almost worse than the like the webcam girl like business model, like where Twitch and Amazon is taking so much money, you know.
Yeah, the adult cam industry is most definitely flawed. Yeah, like chargeback rates on processing to those like top companies or whatever. It's like I want to say it's like 11 or 12% or something like that. So like good example of where a digital currency would be good. But why? What percentage fees do Twitch? What do they make?
They take 50% on your subscriptions.
50%?
Yep.
So that's before tax and whatever else you have to pay?
Yep.
So like what's the effective rate that you actually take home?
That's more than some strip club steak. Some of the house steaks. Just saying.
Yeah, it's really bad. That's why I think people are going to start talking about it. They have not changed it, and
I love your
I'm trying to research, talk to some old school Twitch streamers to find out if the business model was different when they first started. But it's pretty crazy, 50%, and then the tipping. Like if someone wants to send you 100 bits, that's like $1. You have to pay $1.40 for those 100 bits.
Right, so like, a penny, 1.4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's kind of interesting though, right? That's like the free market value of donation, optional donation, right? Like when you think about it, like it makes sense. Like you deserve donations because like the free market willingly gave you donations, but like it doesn't make financial sense. But apparently like whenever something is 1.4 pennies per unit, like that's worth donating to people. You know what I mean?
That's so weird.
Well, but I mean that gets into a lot of the way our entire like economy is built, and where crypto can be really valuable in that it can really like lower transaction costs.
Yeah.
That the 3% that you got to pay for credit card processing across the board is bullshit right now, but it just. That'll be gone within 10 years. That's going to get absorbed into the crypto space.
So like fortunately your user base is like obviously very crypto friendly. So like whatever platform adoption you have, like especially in like whatever initial months, like the majority of them will also use the digital currency because they do it in games already. So it's like, when do you think your ecosystem is ready enough to support that?
I think it's more about having ducks in a row for the legal ramifications of that.
Of having a currency, yeah, they can be bad, dude. It's definitely.
Yeah, I think that's actually realistically, I think that's probably a limiting factor right now.
What about like a pure utility token, right?
What was that?
Like a pure utility token. So like a security token, you can't list on an exchange like Coinbase. Like they don't have that. Like who said something about BlockFi earlier?
I was.
Okay, yeah, they're going public in October, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I think, never mind. But they are going public in October. So like, I think they'll be allowed to trade like real securities, but like a security token, like I can't think about any off the top of my head, but like a true security token you can't buy on like Binance.us or Coinbase.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I again, the as soon as you start talking about security, any kind of security, you're going to be talking to the Securities Exchange Commission.
Uh-huh.
And when you're talking to the SEC, you need to have your shit in order.
Yeah, you do.
Sam, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So I would like to, I'm going to make a statement. I want you to kind of tell me how it actually aligns with the way that you see and know of Topia. But I feel like Topia is built more on the grounds, so less on the grounds of mining people and the platform for its value, and more on a search for authentic connection, and gathering and serving as a vessel for creative endeavors. Like it's less about like scaling it like all these social media platforms and trying to make money off it, get as many viewers as possible and stuff like that. And they're much more interested in people like just enjoying themselves and meeting each other and spending time together and things like that.
Yeah, and I would agree with all of those statements, and I think the hypothesis is that if you do that, you're going to grow slower, but you're going to grow a healthier community.
Absolutely. And a more sustainable one, not one that just goes and then, you know.
Well,
yeah,
like
that's kind of what happened with Clubhouse.
Right.
Well, it's like the difference between like actual burner culture and perceived burner culture these days.
Right.
Where like actual burner culture,
I just mean that
like actual Burning Man culture is gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's holding space and giving things to the community without expecting anything in return other than the joy of getting to give someone something.
It's a symbiotic relationship. There's
versus
this dynamic thing going on rather than like mining.
Hey, Laura, were you done talking?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
rather than people that go to Burning Man now to party and do drugs.
Right.
And want to know what they're going to get out of it.
Right.
See the difference?
Yeah.
So when you talk about like building the platform, it just it was created and is being created by burners, actual burners.
Right.
Not Paris Hilton taking selfies for the gram.
Yeah. Or somebody trying to build a business. It's not so much based on that. It's like the Citizens of One thing, like that Sam has enlightened me to. It's a community, not a hierarchical enterprise, if you will.
But where does it ultimately go? Because like Instagram started a very similar way, and then look what Instagram is.
Well, yeah.
Tell me how Instagram started a similar way.
Instagram started like a very, at least like my, again, limited understanding, like with a very, very small user base of like people who are actually interested in making like real digital art. To be very clear, like
I had Instagram in 2008, so I was one of the first users, and what I saw it being used for was people posting photos of themselves
and food.
Even then.
And food.
Yeah. And food.
Okay.
I see it as a platform for
I could be.
digital
I
art
mean,
now.
yeah.
But
Eric
what were you saying?
just said Burning Man is just artistic arson. Well, I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I know a lot of eco people that are anti-burn
Yeah.
too, but
A lot of what
Yeah.
people that are
Sometimes things
anti-burner?
need to be burned though because
Eco.
we need the heat.
eco hippies.
You know, we need
Oh.
the heat. We're gonna.
I mean, I know a lot of burners who are anti-burning stuff. But that
Exactly.
doesn't make them not a burner.
Yeah. Fair. Also, I've eaten so many snacks in the last hour, you guys.
That's great. What are you
And
eating
I'm
right
still
now?
going.
That's
This is a Daya.
Before, so.
It's Daya. It's good. It's dairy free. It's really yummy though. It's got swirls of
Man.
goodness inside it.
Swirls of stuff.
Yeah, I have a pretty
Swirls
non
of stuff.
sequitur question for the group. I'm not sure if it's like what is the content topic related to like mind altering substances that like you can discuss on here.
I mean, whatever you want, bro.
I've never done any of those, and I don't ever
So,
plan to.
like, thoughts on ketamine?
I'm very interested in ketamine in a therapeutic sense.
Like
I haven't never tried it, but
depression.
Well, yeah, in a specifically in like a therapeutic environment, where you're in like a controlled, intentional environment, not necessarily as a recreational drug. And I don't mean that as in like go to the doctor and they do it, but in more of like a shamanic sense, where you spend time with somebody who knows what they're doing and can walk along the path with you while you're using.
It doesn't need to be spiritual though, because there's like doctors that are doing it in very sterile environments that's therapeutic and like really healing, but there's not like a spiritual, element
Right.
to it.
Right.
Like,
There's a
It's just that my interest is more in that kind of spiritual sense because it's a disassociative, and so it will take it will pull the shroud off of things.
Yeah.
There's a company called Celos Therapeutics that's actually doing some really interesting work with ketamine and treating PTSD.
Nice.
So far, like really good trials. It's interesting. It's a nasal spray. So if you come in with like really severe attacks, it's shown to just like within 4 hours change your mood entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Not manipulating you as much as just putting you, I guess, at ease. Basically, it gets you through those 24 and 48 hours after serious attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually been really successful in trials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been like since the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like ketamine has been a trauma
It's
helper.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like that's its function in general is it disassociates you with all of that trauma and all of those problems unless you actually address things.
Yeah, it gives you kind of this observer perspective.
Right. Which psychedelics can do, entheogens can do in a certain way, but I feel like ketamine is a little more direct in that aspect.
That's interesting. Eric said that he was interested in ketamine therapy, but wasn't covered by his healthcare.
Not surprising.
So I've actually gotten this before. I was just curious of your thoughts.
Yeah.
So I got diagnosed with like bipolar in like 2016. But I was like always super depressed. And then like someone recommended, like they did some like study with ketamine for like treatment resistant depression at like UMass or whatever Boston, whatever that big hospital is there. And so they found it to be pretty effective. And so I started these treatments like in early 2017. And I think, Jeremy, that was you talking about this, right? Just I think the name of it is Spravato, like the nasal spray. And I think that actually is covered by insurance. Oh. So like when I got them initially, they were just like these infusions. And they were like 2-hour treatments or like 90 minutes. Basically, it was like 45 minutes of like active ketamine. And obviously, when it's intravenous, it just like hits you pretty much immediately. But like they have dials that like adjust the flow of ketamine. They give you like a milligram per like half a milligram per kilogram. It's something like that. Again, I just like can't think at the moment. But anyway, those were out of pocket because like insurance or whatever is just like, this is stupid. But A, like, dude, life changing. And B, like this bravado, I think what Jeremy mentioned is I'm almost positive like covered by insurance. Like pretty sure. At least in New Jersey it is.
Yeah, it could be a state thing. Yeah, because Eric is in Missouri.
Things are different everywhere.
Right.
Missouri
Yeah.
is pretty hardcore
Ketamine
on
sick,
how
though.
they
Yeah.
treat medicine and like alternative medicine
Exactly.
and whatnot. You seen that video? It was like a viral
Even-
video where a woman was getting like arrested while she was in the hospital for having CBD medications. She
Ridiculous.
was like in the hospital
Yeah.
and they're like trying to arrest her. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's state by state. Things are really different.
Yeah.
I mean, in Oregon, you need a prescription to buy Sudafed. So
Really?
I was going to say Oregon's totally different.
yet everything is decriminalized, but you can't buy over-the-counter Sudafed for your nose.
Interesting.
I'm
Or
glad you
your
found something that
nose.
helped, though, Giggle Dragon. That's always nice to hear.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
totally.
Dude, I don't think so. I have no idea how I wound up here today. I literally just got back from the gym. My brother. Then I show up later after I eat, and now I'm just like, hi, now discussing ketamine. So it's been a pretty,
Welcome to the tea house, bro.
Welcome to Topia.
it's been a really dark path since like
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I got to ask you. I got to ask the question that we ask everybody in the tea house, just to make sure, and it's because we care. Have you had a good bowel movement today?
a good bowel movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, this morning. Like,
Nice.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Healthy
Awesome.
guy.
Woohoo!
Dude, so I stopped Adderall like a couple years ago. It's just like, it was just, dude, I was prescribed like literally like 110 milligrams a day. It was like 50 milligrams of something called Mideas, which is like this like slow release Adderall. Like every few hours it releases like 15 milligrams or something. And then 3 like immediate acting 20 milligrams. Dude, I was wired. Like you just go into absolute God mode.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, you talked about like building a again, high thought. If I'm rambling, honestly, just interject and I'll stop. Seriously.
I like it.
But like anything that like happens too quickly, I found crashes quite quickly.
Absolutely.
Be it like relationships, user adoption, Clubhouse, right? They had this very clever like exclusive marketing strategy. But
That
like
wasn't clever. That's what Facebook did.
clever or not, there's nothing new under the sun. So anyone who does a good job of executing something that's already been done before in a clever new way, in my opinion, did something clever. So like, yeah, there's other people that have done it, but like no one's done it in a while. It worked, you know? But like they didn't, in my, again, humble opinion, like there'll be voice radio like this, social based voice radio at some point. Like that's inevitable. But like they didn't have like the core functionality ready to achieve mass adoption, you know? Like they did it, I think, just for users, and like ultimately it failed. So like, I don't know what your initial question actually was.
Wait, did Clubhouse fail?
It sucks. It's dropped like 40% or whatever.
I
It's a
saw that
clever idea, but it's
Twitter
not.
launched their product to counter it. I saw today for the first time. Spaces, Twitter Spaces.
Madness.
I don't know how long
Dude,
that's
remember
been
when-
out.
It's gonna
Remember
keep. It's just a bunch of these.
Snipe Snapchat. Remember, and Instagram's like, actually, we're gonna do this thing, and it's just gonna be called Stories too. It's like, we're not even gonna change the name. Like, just blatant. And Snapchat just got annihilated in like the coming years. Snapchat's cool though. Snapchat is cool.
People still very much use Snapchat.
Someone asked me if I use Snapchat the other day, and I said, nah, I just send nudes over SMS.
Do you really? That's pretty.
No, but it's a funny joke. Isn't that funny?
The only thing I've ever
No,
used
man, I just send
for
nudes
is
regular way.
illicit activity. So
Yeah, this guy on
that
TikTok has this
funny?
massive following of just like all he posts are like screen recordings of him Googling like really suspicious things. Like, you know, like
That's
what
funny.
happens if I date a girl under, like he'll be like where to find. It's just like you feel
Yeah,
like
hot
you-
word, berry body. Yeah.
You know your texts are all stored. Like
Pretty
I don't know,
funny.
I'm not an encryption guy. Like I don't know if Signal or like Telegram is actually good or not. Like supposedly it is. But like at the end of the day, do you believe that like any of your messages are legitimately private for the most part?
No.
Right? Like how
No,
often
but
do you
I
go-
trust the AI and I support the AI revolution, so
What does that
we're
even
good.
mean?
I'll let you ponder it.
Yeah.
Big data. I saw this article headline today. I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline shared a couple of times, so it was kind of a clickbait headline. But it said, CEOs are expensive. Why don't we automate them? And that's like something to do with AI, you know, like having all the like strategic decisions that the CEOs ever made in the past, and like all of their email messages, all of their communications correspondence, to just like run it through a machine that could totally automate all of their decisions and like processes as a CEO. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Let's do that with the presidency too. I mean,
Don't you already think
who's the programmer is the real issue. Who's programming the code? Who's
they run simulations though? Like
the question box.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Oh, no. I just said, like, don't you think the military already runs probably like pre-battle simulations, like chess bots, like Stockfish or whatever, are like already pretty sophisticated. It's like a similar model too.
Yeah, we shouldn't be letting the military play with that. Like, we should be letting the politicians play with that and to get consensus. Like, I'm very interested in this concept of consensus and how AI, with all the data that's already out there, we don't even have to extract data. It's already there. To use AI to like kind of profile the sentiment of people and give you kind of like an actual readout of what people's consensus is, what their what's the word solidarity and sentiment would be, you know.
But even when they do polls and they have that, they don't care.
This wouldn't be through polls. This would be through like immense amount of data that marketers are already processing on us and profiling us on and trying to sell us.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of data.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't trust humans. I don't.
What were you going to recommend to look up?
Oh, accrete.ai. I think it's ACCRET. I don't know. .ai, Accrete. It's just really cool AI, like linguistics, like machine learning. Again, I don't really know if AI. I don't think it's like actually AI. I think it's all like regression learning, whatever, machine learning.
Yeah.
But it's just started these guys that worked with like Watson and IBM, and I think we're like senior level programmers there or engineers. And now this company is just blowing up but like for like the crypto markets, they're like so sentiment driven that like this type of like what you guys said in terms of like sentiment analysis and stuff like that is like some of the best price indicators that you can get in the market.
Yep. And we're building it.
You're lying.
No.
Dude, you gotta come on. Share.
Look up. Hang on just a second. I don't remember. I will send you a link. Hang on.
Yeah, there's definitely some cool machines being built and like being built like by really smart philosophers and anthropologists that like really understand like cultural history of people and sentiment, you know, not just building the machines, because those can be built, you know, we can run any algorithm that we ever want, but like the problem usually is that the people that are kind of like outlining like what the machine is going to do, like what questions are going to be answered, they don't truly understand the problem. You know what I mean? So like politicians, like there's like $4 million government grants that are like up for grabs for anybody to like run these AIs or to build algorithms for like these different government problems, like state level like welfare problems. Like they want to like crunch the numbers and figure out who is eligible or not eligible for welfare. Like that's one big area that the government's investing in AI right now. Big contracts. And like all the machines are failing, like all the systems are failing because the contract like is sent out and the people building the algorithms are not the politicians themselves, or aren't the actual field workers themselves that like truly understand all these like nuanced little things that, you know, if the person that's actually trying to like automate this process, they would know. But there's such like a siloing between these things that, you know, a lot of money is going wasted, unfortunately.
Yep.
Table Dragon, you should have a red envelope on the side of your screen with a link in it.
But this Crete looks cool. I think I know about this one. This is like the really popular linguistics machine. It's like open source though.
How's the Elise bot coming?
I don't know.
I haven't heard any info on that.
Last night, unfortunately, and I feel so bad about that. But I was just so shook up about like having to like change my plans and all of that I just like treated myself to a pizza date with my foodie friends.
Yay!
Amazing.
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
But I missed the meeting.
What a crazy 24 hours.
I know.
Yeah. As of Sunday, I was totally packing, like totally
Yep.
getting ready, doing all the works to get out the door, and fucking by like Tuesday morning, I got the notification that my flight was canceled. And there was like a whole bunch of decision making going on prior to that. That was like,
Right.
oh, this sucks, but I'm gonna have to cancel it. And it happened so fast.
Yeah.
But now you can go to Taiwan.
Now I can go to Taiwan. Yeah, as soon as we finish this call, I'm gonna look into that. I think that'll be a good alternative. That'll be a good alternative. And then I could just go pick up a bunch of tea from there too, because that's valuable.
Or you could just say fuck it and go to Mexico.
Yeah.
I gotta do some tea boss work. I gotta do it.
Have you guys been to Mexico? I've never been. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really nice place to go. And it's quite easy to travel there right now with the pandemic. Everywhere else is so difficult.
Yeah. I think I gotta bow out because I want to go outside.
Yeah, go get it.
Nice.
Bye, Laura.
But before I go, I'll tell you one more joke.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
It's my favorite. It's my favorite inappropriate joke that I've heard lately.
Okay.
All right.
Stormy.
What's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean?
What?
I've never had a garbanzo bean pee on my chest.
Ha 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 ha.
A garbanzo bean on my chest. That one's better.
Never had a garbanzo bean. on
Chickpea,
my chest.
garbanzo bean.
Ha ha ha. So inappropriate.
I would tell you my actual favorite joke, but I think you'll all get offended because every time I tell it, people get offended.
I've had both of those things in my mouth.
Ready? Yeah, exactly. I've never had a garbanzo bean in my mouth. Okay, what's dumber than a bag of rocks?
A hippie lugging around a bag of rocks.
Yeah, the hippie that carries them around in their pocket. But everyone always gets so salty. Like, it me, it's okay. Me too.
Yeah. That's something that Hannah kept doing on our honeymoon, like because we just brought backpacks, and she kept sneaking rocks into my backpack. That hole with our backpacks full of rocks, and it's like, why is this thing so? That's why this thing's so heavy.
How did it get so heavy? Because they were pretty rocks, or just to play a joke on you?
No, because they're pretty rocks, but
yeah.
She's all, I'm not carrying this.
I did that too at Deep Creek, and my partner was like, do you need to like carry them down too? Like, can you just wait and we'll find pretty rocks on the way back? I was like, no, I need all the pretty rocks now. We're not gonna.
I'll never see it again. I have to pick it up now.
Yeah,
it's just like Burning Man. You have to stop and see the thing because it might be gone. It might
because it'll probably be gone. Yeah.
Hey, Giggle
Yeah.
Dragon,
In
you
this
should be
moving.
careful. Bitcoin, he does like to bite. You know, you're pretty close. I wouldn't recommend that you like try to.
I was thinking the same thing.
No sudden movements.
You baby. Don't wake the beast. Is he sleeping?
He is. He's sleeping. Let's see.
Oh,
what
he's
doing.
sleeping.
He's sleeping.
Was he gonna go with you, Elise, or was he gonna be hanging with your parents or
My
whatnot?
parents, yeah, my parents.
Yeah.
Whatever
So
left
he's
for
probably
it.
happy then.
Yeah, he's happy that I didn't go. He was like sensing it. He can always tell when I'm packing. and
Oh,
getting
with the
ready.
packing.
Yeah.
I mean, the suitcase is a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The case was
And it-
not out yet, but like, you know, I was doing a lot of like cleaning and setting things up, and yeah, he was sensing it. Yeah.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Hello.
All right, friends. I love you. Giggle Dragon, good convo today. Thanks for being some fire in this space. And yeah, everyone else, I love you guys. And Stormy, nice to meet you. Glad that you got those apples.
Bye, Laura. Thanks for hanging out.
Good to see
See
you,
you guys
Laura.
maybe next week, if not in a couple weeks for sure.
All right.
Safe
Try to make
travels.
it. Love you guys.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Oh, by
you.
the way, Elise, been doing this IRL and
Yeah.
crossing over. It's oh my gosh,
It
it's
feels
been so
good,
much
doesn't
fun.
It feels
So good. Yeah, with
and
the
to make the whole
people.
circle and everybody's
Uh-huh.
connected. If you feel the energy, it's like electricity. Yeah.
I've definitely, so we were doing it this way for a while, and then I was like, wait, but if we cross it this way, then we're like infinity. So now it's like a polyamorous thing that I've totally adopted.
Cool.
See, sorry. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye. I've only done it with the like just flat hands, like try Trinity high five.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
that's
feels
a
pretty
thing.
good.
Yeah, no, this thing is something that like my friends in Hawaii, you know, they started doing, and it's like I'm surprised it wasn't a thing before, because it's like it's two I love yous just put together, and it's so simple, you know. But they're friends
Yeah.
in Hawaii that have a shave ice shop. I wish that they
You
would
should go to Hawaii.
Yeah, I could, but no, I need to do something that's like tea related, and going to Hawaii would just be like all surf. I wouldn't do any tea.
I mean, you could go hang out with Bob the Barbarian.
That would be great.
Go give me a bunch of turmeric
Yeah, right.
from you know who.
Yeah. How they just have their harvest? No, that's in like November, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure they still have a bunch of dried stuff left.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yo, Sam, what do you do at Topia?
I don't work for I don't work at Topia at all. I work with them on the finance team. But I don't work directly for Topia in the slightest. But I've been using the platform since like the night that it was released at a party called Immersiverse.
Yeah, no, what I mean is like what is your role? Yeah, like it seems like everyone does everything just from the little bit of chat that I've had.
Yeah, I do a lot of space holding in this kind of work, and then I also do a lot of like finance consulting for small businesses and startups like Topia.
It might help to explain how we all got here.
Yeah.
Sam built the world. Elise showed up and started streaming and using her business as a way to kind of get attention.
I just squatted. Yeah, I just squatted.
Yeah, and then people like myself and Jeremy, who are also in the tea industry, found her and then ended up here, you know. And then Kayla's a friend, and Laura's another friend.
Literally in the tea industry?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Elise is talking about going and being a tea boss. She was supposed to be going to India to spend time with farmers to get their tea in order to bring it back here so that we could drink it.
Yo, what? That's wild.
Yeah,
You're going to go source tea from a farm in India?
I've been doing it for close to 10 years now. Yeah, I run a software company called tlet.com, and we're one of the first Bitcoin merchants in the world. We built the world's first altcoin payment processor. And we just like facilitate transparent, direct trade in between farmers and business buyers. And we handle all of the like logistics and the FDA compliance and the payments. And he's gone.
And there he goes.
He's gone.
Whoa.
It might help to ask if he knows what Camellia sinensis is.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I
'Cause
think
I
he
find-
gets it enough, even if he doesn't truly know.
He understands what she's talking. He understands what she's talking about here.
Yeah, that part of it.
Yeah. I guess it was too fire. He was like, he had to get out.
Too fire.
Well, I'm done.
Or his laptop.
Or my battery just died.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a level of when you're like, yeah, I'm in the tea business. People are like super confused because they don't even really know what tea is, you know.
Yeah.
But
no, but I think like people know what tea is in the sense of like talking about being a tea boss or like doing trade. Oh no!
Here comes some poop.
The poop is coming.
What's up, poop?
What's up, poop?
Yeah.
Coming, poop. We appreciate you.
We love talking about you.
We always we love having a good poop every day, at least once a day.
You guys are talking a lot of shit.
That's what we do.
Yep. We definitely talk a lot of shit.
Poop, did you have a healthy bowel movement today?
No.
No? Oh, dang, man. Well, we hope that you can work on that, you know.
I hope
Maybe
you
eat
get there.
some fiber, drink some more water, drink some tea. That's always helpful too.
Will do.
Awesome. We care for you, poop.
Thanks.
Oh, there's Kayla Bear.
Oh, Kayla.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
What
My
happened?
internet comes and goes.
I know.
It's really annoying lately.
That's what they
said. Upgraded to 5G, and they promised me at the store, and I think they have towers at all the stores whenever they test it out with you, so it's like super fast. And they're like, oh, it should work like this at your house. I'm like, I don't think it's going to. They're like, well, you can try. And no, yeah.
How does it work at your house?
It's like the same as when I had 4G, which was already like dropping out. I can't even like watch a Twitch stream. I can't even like download a Twitch stream. It's really bad.
That sucks.
Yeah. It works okay here, so I'm gonna test out replacing it with my internet here because Cox really sucks.
Oh, Giggle Dragon's back.
Oh, okay.
And he's Giggle Dragon now.
Giggle Dragon.
Giggle Dragon.
Yeah,
and his
exclamation
brother's
point.
And Lucas.
Oh,
wow,
shoot.
We got the party. The whole party is coming back. And we got some poop. Dang, man.
We got poop. We got
exciting Thursday.
holy cow.
Okay, sorry, we gotta go to the dentist.
All right.
Very interesting. We'll see you guys in the...
Stormy, nice meeting you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have fun.
Bye. Clean them teeth. Oh,
Yeah, get them teeth clean.
Oh, dang.
Oh, was that the poop? The poop had to go to the dentist?
Oh,
Oh, the poop was hitting.
We're going.
somebody had to go to the dentist.
Kids are going to the dentist.
Oh, I see. Stormy, oh, you guys are going. Sorry, poop just left.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Stormy, thanks for coming and hanging out
Bye.
with us. You're welcome to come back anytime.
Okay, thanks. That's pretty fun.
Cool.
Yay.
Have fun at the dentist.
Not gonna happen.
Lollipops.
Yep. Don't they give you candy at the end of it?
Yeah.
Or toothpaste or something? Floss?
Toothpaste, yeah.
Yeah, Giggle Dragon, if you want to learn more about like the inner workings of Topia, there's a group of knowledgeable people in another world that you can go to if you just click on that campfire to our left.
Oh, I was having fun talking to you guys.
You're welcome. You're totally welcome to hang out.
Hang out in your
You just
world.
also seem super inquisitive and like there's another gathering happening of people that have better answers to your questions. So I just wanted to let you know You're totally welcome to hang out here. We're having a great time.
No. I enjoying talking with you guys about just seeming pretty random topics. Dude, you hit that point. Now I'm just like tired, like we're fine, like emotionally you're just good, but at the same time, you just like don't have the authentic urge to be like happy at the moment, whereas like 20 minutes ago I was pretty pumped.
Yeah, it's okay though. You don't have to be happy all the time.
Totally. Yeah, it's actually good if you're not every moment of the day. You could just be like baseline, and that's very good. Like I strive for baseline.
Yeah.
Being too the going big swings don't work well for me. That they always leave me exhausted. I find I have the most energy to do the most things that make me happy in the long term when I can keep myself relatively stable rather than being too excited about stuff or too annoyed and bummed out and frustrated about stuff.
So what does that require though? Meeting what tasks? Like sleep, eating, what is it?
Lately it's been an hour a day with a chainsaw has been really helpful.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
As long as you stay out of the poison oak.
Yeah, as long as I stay out of the poison oak. But that kind of just an hour, I don't have to go to the gym. I spent I didn't do much chainsawing today because everything I chainsawed yesterday now has to get split into firewood. And just kind of going and doing that kind of work is really, really helpful for me. And I find if I don't do it, my mental state starts to get a little crazy. Between that and then some creative time with music and then sitting and having tea.
Yeah.
Joe's pointing out that the number one thing probably that helps all of us do this is sitting and drinking tea.
Yeah, I'm trying to go somewhere where I can just get mushrooms right now, legally, obviously. I'm just they're so great from every experience I've ever had with them. It's just pretty. Okay, one was bad because I was in a pretty bad place, but I don't know how it works. But it seems whenever you're in a good place, you take mushrooms, a content place. It's just the greatest experience ever, and you feel great the next day versus every other drug, No,
I don't.
Speaking of long-term, but in moderation, microdosing routine rather than taking a big dose, when you're feeling super good, but taking the microdose with the more medicinal mushrooms. And I don't know the actual regimen. Maybe one of you guys do, but
it depends. There's a couple different protocols.
Yeah. Yeah, but taking that concept and making it more of a strung out long-term thing.
Yeah. Yeah, a client that I'm starting to work with now, they have a mushroom latte that I tried it and it's not my cup of tea.
No.
Your cup of fungus.
Yeah, just because I think in their blend, they have some coffee and stuff in it, and I just really don't like coffee. But yeah, it's a bunch of lion's mane and reishi and chaga and it's the kind of thing that it's a little bit of this on a daily basis, and they say you're not going to notice anything right now, but you'll notice something 3 weeks from now, that things are just different.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Kind of like meditation. One day you're just I didn't freak out at that thing. And 3 weeks ago, I would have been really pissed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the ketamine was sick. That was not to harp on ketamine or whatever, but
ketamine's great. Yeah.
Miracle drug in my personal experience. Dude, I was so depressed, and it doesn't give you this rush. The first couple infusions were kind of I was literally scared. It's you're having this semi out of body experience, which in my opinion is one of the core reasons the treatment actually works. I don't know why, but this disassociative or whatever effect is just like really powerful for separating like how you currently feel like versus how you think you feel, if that makes any sense. But it takes like a few weeks to get to the point where like it actually like your days on average, just like not linear progression, but it's just like a little step, whatever. And it's just like consistently improving. But yeah, ketamine is that's definitely a game changer. And the Spravato stuff especially, like people can just like get it at home now and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything that helps separate like yourself, like your sense of being, from A, your body, and B, your emotional state at a given moment. Like that kind of stuff is really powerful, and like the better you get at checking in with that, with like that actual self, that I am not my emotions, I am not the way my body is feeling. Like these are just experiences that are happening now and they're temporary.
Yeah.
The better I get at checking in with those kind of ideas, the easier it becomes to stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Giggle Dragon, do you like to read?
Yeah, so I do, but I'm like the worst reader. I like pick up much more just from like listening for sure.
Okay.
But like I can try to read.
I was going to recommend Mark Manson's newest book, Everything is Fucked, a book about hope. He talks about the emotion brain and the logic brain, and it kind of ties into what Sam was just saying of checking in with that emotional brain and knowing it well. But he writes it in a very like, it's sophisticated but simple and hilarious.
Wait, so. I already forgot what it's called.
Everything is Fucked.
Oh.
It's a blue book.
All right.
So I was hired to do a private tea tasting for some folks here in Las Vegas at their home. They were at an Airbnb, and I had no idea who they were or what I was doing, and it was kind of awkward setting up because I could tell they like were keeping like a quiet, peaceful space in this house. So like, I was trying to be quiet, and like supposedly the main guest that I was supposed to be like serving tea for, we had to wait for because he was like sleeping. And I was like, okay, I'll just get set up. And he came down and he was like super groggy and like super distant, and it was like really kind of awkward to start this process. I felt like the very beginning was like pretty forced. But like it was fast. Like it didn't even take longer than 2 minutes of holding space with these three people. That his whole energy just like shifted. You know, we drank tea and I explained the Gung Fu way, and I was there for like 2 or 3 hours, and they were really digging it, all three of them. And then at the very end, they told me why they were in Vegas, because this guy was getting the infusions. But it wasn't just ketamine. It was like ketamine and like NA2 or NA3 or something like that. It's like a combo that like just this doctor in Las Vegas is doing.
Wow.
But then they had told me that like the prior time, like the prior day, like before he woke up from that nap, he had done his like final treatment, and prior to that he was in like a mental coma, basically, where you know he had taken so many dissociative drugs, like years of it, that like he induced himself into like a coma where he didn't have any like control over his mental functions. And he got these treatments, and like our session that we sat there and did was like his first time to like be pretty much conscious in like a month and a half, something like that. And he was so stoked on it. And then the other two at the table, one of them was an actual like therapist. She has a business that like specifically targets, you know, a lot of like withdrawal patients or all types of patients to do like alternative treatments. And she had been working with him for over a month, and then they did this treatment, and it was just but anyway, she said like the tea was the perfect thing in complement to what he was experiencing, like that trauma that he was experiencing, kind of going from like having absolute no control of his mind to you know, trying to socialize. So like they came back last week and like got a bunch of tea, and they're gonna be integrating tea with their treatments. They're in California.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. And like when they came back the next week, they were like, Elise, you don't even understand. Like he graduated rehab, and like supposedly he's back with his family and he's doing great. And like he's telling everybody about the tea experience. Like that's like the one thing of that whole experience that like he like attached himself to. And you know, now him and all of his friends are all like happy on tea. It was good.
Yeah.
Happy on tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that coming out of a deep hole like that, the like gentle stimulant aspect of tea would be really really nice, especially if he's super sensitive, which it sounds like he was, just because he was kind of coming out of that space.
Yeah. But I tell you, it was fast. It only took a few minutes. It's like he came up, like, you know, like you see like the YouTube videos, like they wake the 3-year-old up from bed and like their hair is all over the place and like they're groggy and you can tell like they got the devil in them. Like, don't talk to me. Like that's how he came down. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be an interesting tea session. But it literally only took a few minutes of just like holding space, and like I was doing everything really slowly and trying not to talk too much because I could tell. You know, like this is like a peaceful experience we've got to create.
That reminds me of serving tea, of doing like the morning session at music festivals. Where we start at like 6 a.m. and like the zombies that have been tripping all night like, don't want to go back to bed, and they end up stumbling into the tea house, and you pour them a cup of tea, and they just like slowly come back to life.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love doing the morning session at festivals.
Look how big it got, you guys.
I know, it looks great.
How big are you going? That's like already like a great coaster size.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make walls or not because this is all the hemp I have left. And I have to go buy more if I want to make it real tall. So maybe it should just be a coaster.
Oh, so you basically are bending the pine needles into and then wrapping hemp?
Yeah. And I have to like continuously add needles as I go. And then I run out of hemp and I have to like tie new strands of that. It's like incredibly tedious.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Can you do it underwater?
Not yet. I'm training for my underwater basket weaving. Hi, Bitcoin.
There you go. My recommendation as therapy is grow a beard and decorate it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Dude, that's
you look
so
like
sick.
you're ready
That's
to
so
go to like a tribal wedding.
It definitely. That is perfect, at least. That is perfect.
I don't know which tribe.
No.
You know, but there's
Topia tribe.
They're great.
The Topia tribe.
Did you guys play Minecraft at all?
I don't.
I have.
I just saw it
I
for
played
the
it
first
way back in
time.
the day, but
What do you think made Minecraft like you're talking about like is it Kyla or Kayla?
Kayla.
Like what you're doing to me, like I can't do it. But it's like a intricate, like repeatable task that you get like continual gratification from, even though you could obviously buy that if you wanted to, but it's just not the same, you know?
Yeah.
Like you didn't make it, it's not made out of hemp, etc. It's like Minecraft is such a simple like UI in terms of like it's not like high definition or anything, you know? It's just like Legos, you know?
yeah,
Powers.
it's a lot of numbers. So.
This is kind of what Topia reminds me of, though.
It's kind of
Like,
numerological.
just like, what's the next tool you could give someone in here that's just like, boom, that's fun. Like, I could come back and do that on a daily basis, you know?
Transactions.
A
It's
marketplace.
hanging out. It's like I used to go to ecstatic dance twice a week, and that's not happening now. And this isn't ecstatic dance, but it fulfills a similar aspect of having the like consistency and familiarity of people that I care about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so much easier? Like, because this was a Zoom meeting, no shot I would have shared any of that. No shot. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. There's just something like comforting about the platform itself.
It was
Maybe it's the art.
learners, man. It was created by, that for the festival community. I mean, for lack of a better word.
But even like that screen size, like Zoom is definitely intrusive. Well,
it's very formal. There's art here. You can tell it's a more casual environment. With Zoom, it's like, there's just squares and people. Like that's it. It's very, like professional. So.
If you have a marketplace, what are you trading? Like, what are you trading first?
Whatever.
Artwork.
Yeah. Artwork.
What do you make? That's what you're trading.
But like artwork sourced from where?
Yourself.
So the idea is that artists can come in and draw artwork that you can then purchase to put in your Topia. So when you build your own world, you can go into the marketplace and choose the art that you then fill it with.
Or
like
real art.
I'm gonna make pine needle baskets for Topia to set at your table. I just got to put it in an Illustrator.
I mean, ideally, the marketplace covers just about everything, right? Where you can come in here and buy whatever people are selling.
How Bitcoin is not disturbed by that, I have no idea.
So whatever.
How Bitcoin is what?
More of me to love.
Yeah, he's usually super neurotic and like he's just chilling.
Dude, he is like asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to the day that there's a marketplace in here that somebody could just buy tea,
right?
And then I ship it to them.
Yep.
I mean, it's possible to integrate like Shopify or whatever, like, right? That's no different than like a 2D-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I can drop a link to an iframed product page in Shopify, no problem, right now.
Yeah. Is that easy enough, though, do you think?
No, you need to like integrate it to where like you walk up to somebody's booth.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow. And you like open up their selection and can kind of shop through while you talk to them standing there. It'd be like a farmer's market or something, but like a virtual farmer's market. And you kind of just shop through their stuff and then add that to your cart. And Sam had even mentioned at one point to where you could take all that stuff with you. And then when you were done shopping, check out all at once. And the digital world would send everybody their payments and your info, and then you would send your stuff to that customer.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like that's one of the best things this could be used for, because it decentralizes Amazon, for instance. Yeah,
I think Amazon's made up of like 60% like mom and pop stores. I don't know if that's true, but I think it's like a pretty high percentage.
Yeah. You could easily break that down with a platform like this.
But wouldn't you be sending them to Amazon anyway, ultimately?
Not necessarily. No, because you would be shopping directly. You just need some sort of transaction platform.
Yeah, you're right.
Like a real small transaction fee.
Dude, that's why I was saying Solana before. Like, check out the Solana blockchain. It reminds me of Ethereum back in 2017. Like, so in like early 2017, like, so without Bitcoin, nothing else exists. But without Ethereum, like, we're not talking about crypto right now.
Right.
That's my belief. Because like crypto is like, wow, it's like cool. Ethereum's a blockchain, it's a little faster, but on top of that, like, it gives you the ability to like decentralize crowdfunding. That's pretty powerful. And so like Ether took off, kind of leveled off, dropped, and skyrocketed again. So like Solana's market cap's like $12 billion, and like some people complain about like the distribution of tokens. I don't really know. My brother's like pretty deep into Solana, but more or less like it's a pretty scalable network. You know, like look up, like remember in Ethereum used to be having all these airdrops and stuff I was saying before. Like people were like giving away tokens for like new projects and stuff. No one does that because the gas fees are too high now. But like Solana's fast and it's growing super, super quickly. And it will be like the first blockchain that has like any use in the real world. It's kind of built like analogous to how Topia is built for like scalability. Apparently like scales throughput with Moore's law. I don't even know what that means, but this is what I was told.
So my brother was telling me about a new blockchain that's supporting like video streaming similar to Twitch. It's called Theta.tv. Theta. I'm gonna check it out. My brother was telling me what I should do is turn off the monetization on Twitch and then like continue to stream to Twitch. But like I want to stop giving Amazon my money. Like that's so much. Like I'm not even trying to make money on Twitch. And Amazon, like if I do successful there, they're gonna make just as much money as I do, and that's kind of weird, you know? It's like, damn. So this one, it has like the tokens that are used in tipping and subscribing are a crypto, and I think there's like no percentage. I don't know. My brother sent me the link. I still have to research everything, but I use Restream, so I can restream to several different places. And they don't have any rules there about like Twitch. Like when you start really making money on Twitch, they have all these rules on you about like how many commercials you need to play and that you can't, like it has to be all exclusive content, exclusive to Twitch. You know, which is kind of a bummer because it's like, you know.
So Theta is similar then, or Sliver, whatever it's called.
Similar to Twitch, like you can watch. There's like channels, and there are streamers there creating content in different styles, different themes, not just gaming content.
Twitch has what, like 70% of the market share or something like that for streaming. Didn't YouTube try to do something, or do they do something or whatever?
They do, yeah. So I stream to all of them, and I think the YouTube user experience is not. It's not in harmony with live streaming. Like live streaming is like for when people are like sitting down and able to like commit themselves either to like lurk on something while they're working, like listening to the audio only and just like lurking, or if they're like really wanting to engage with the conversation, kind of like what we're doing right now, which like people that go to YouTube, isn't like a lot of it actually just kind of like Google searching? Like people go to YouTube just to like learn things and like just have like quick little bites of what they want to learn and have complete control of what content they view. It's very different than live streaming.
Yeah, YouTube is, I think, at least as far as I'm aware, is mostly like number one, like educational content in some way, shape, or form, and then like long form stuff, like podcasts and video podcasts specifically, things like that. The old Joe Rogan type stuff.
So Giggle Dragon, if you click on that sign now, you can actually open up a link to a friend's T website. At least for some reason, when I tried to use your site, it doesn't open in an iframe.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, pretty.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, dude, that's easy enough.
Right. No, that's the less integrated version, though.
But still, I mean, like, it's something. So if you can give them like some kind of financial incentive to switch over, like that's not polluting your like approach to acquiring new users. That's just making it more efficient for like transactions for existing creators. So it's fine. But like, is there some kind of incentive that you can give them? Oh, you know what? If they paid all in crypto and you set that up for them, like I think Visa just started to accept like USDC and Tether. Not sure, but I'm pretty sure they partnered with them. Like overall, the fee structure is much less because like say you go from like somehow in Topia to Solana, that's like a fraction of a penny. And then you converting it, going from like Solana to say Binance or whatever to liquidate it back to dollars, like that's a couple pennies, and then Binance takes like 0.1% or whatever. You know what I mean? So if you actually did transactions on here, you could 100% cut down on like pretty much all the credit card fees associated with getting money out.
Oh, for sure. And
That's wild.
And that's why, like, the way it's set up right now, you're looking at a Shopify site. And when you check out, you're going to go through a Shopify a Shopify shopping cart. And it's literally just their website in an iframe. When they build a marketplace into Topia, that actually is like doing payment processing directly in there. Yeah, I'm sure they'll do something on the back end that will make their credit card processing fees better than that.
Yeah, I just got pumped again about that. It's gotta be as easy as Wix, but like you gotta be able to create like a gamified version of a store. You know, I'm sure that's like the obvious goal, but like, dude, you played Nintendo DS, any of these? Like, it's pretty fun to play some of these 2D games. Yeah. But this feels different still. But yeah, transactions, marketplace. Dude, we're just talking about like selling art. So, but like my question was, like, what do you do? Like, how do you prevent like people just making duplicates and like flooding a market with it? If they create all the art in Topia, someone could just keep copying it, right?
Yeah, kind of. You can theoretically, there's nothing that's going to stop you from like using the snipping tool on an asset here and putting it in your world. So these are definitely like these are definitely things to be solved. But again, like that's why slow and steady growth beats
inviting the whole internet at one time.
Exactly. Like you solve these problems as they come.
Yeah. Not being forced into solving them after they're already like so, exacerbated that you can't even control.
Yeah, that's such a weird problem to have that like not many companies experience, like where it's actually in your best interest to like not try to expose it too much to consumers and like just focus on like limiting the growth, I don't think a lot of
well, and that's why it only works on that's why it only works on a desktop in Chrome right now, because the mobile UX is just not there. And why bother developing it for all the different browsers? Let's just use the one that most people use, and it'll be good enough to get them to like an initial round of funding. At the moment, there's 2 developers that work at Topia.
Right.
You're not. I mean, that's the difference in value in the value system of the entire platform. It's like they're not. You can tell they're not trying to get rich, or there would be a fucking million people here.
Right.
And there will be 1 million people here next year. and like, I mean, a dream that I would have for this space is like there's 4 tea rooms in here that I could very easily rent out to 4 different companies, to 4 different tea companies. And then all I have to do is drive traffic to this world where people then can buy tea from those companies. And as long as those companies are making enough to pay their rent in this space, it's worth it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like looking at it almost as like a real estate play.
Mm-hmm.
That's long term though, right?
It's probably not as long as...
I was just going to say it's probably not as far off as we would maybe think.
I mean,
probably like summer.
I think you'll have a fully functional marketplace by summer. Like,
well, no, I mean, there's a lot of kinks to work out.
Yeah. So like
but that's the slow and steady thing,
One of the people that worked with Topia was closely involved with building the monetization platform of Fortnite, which has pretty much killed it as far as taking over the world. Fucking Fortnite.
Hey, Sam.
What?
I was just told today about Topia certified artists.
Yeah?
And I was looking at that page.
You should do it.
And yeah, I'm wanting to. I need a portfolio though, like quick. So
They've got lots of guides
cool.
on how to draw for Topia.
On the website? Or just
definitely definitely in the Discord. Let me ask and I'll see where to point you.
Okay. Yeah, Alex was just telling me today, hey, you should consider this.
Yeah. And I would say that yes, you need a portfolio. You probably have to be a little less. The biggest thing will be like understanding how to draw for Topia.
Right.
And if you spend a little bit of time with their guides, you'll get a lot. You can get a lot.
Okay. I still haven't settled on a tablet either.
That's going to be step one.
Yeah, that's step one. I'm torn between one where I could just have it and it doesn't have to be connected to my computer, you know? Like, I know you're just like, get an iPad.
That's what I use. And like, I don't even fucking draw, but I don't think if I were looking to draw, I would buy an Apple Pencil for my iPad Pro. I wouldn't be like, oh, I need to get a Wacom so that I can use Adobe Illustrator or something.
Yeah.
Like,
because you can import that stuff anyways.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, cool.
And definitely all of the people that do 99% of the drawing that you see, and like all of the One Studio artists are drawing on iPads.
Mm-hmm. Even on the website, it's like, yep, iPad. These are the assets, and I just draw them here on my tablet.
And like, to me, like that's one of the coolest things is that they're really like trying to teach and empower. They're trying to teach creators how to teach or how to create for the platform.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough balance though, right? Because it's like you want people here and you want creators to be empowered, you know?
Yeah, the creators show up and are inspired by what they can do and what they can create. And I think most people that are really into creating, they're creating for the sake of they're creating for the sake of creativity and not for the ability to reach large audiences.
Yeah.
And I'm not super concerned about the large audiences when the content is really fucking badass.
One way or another, there's a value seeking there. It's just like trying to make money. You know, if you're trying to appeal to a bunch of audiences, you're seeking the what is the ultimate currency, and that's attention.
Focus, right? Yeah.
Yeah, attention is absolutely the ultimate currency. You know, and so I feel like that goes right back to the whole Topia thing. It's like they're not seeking that currency. You know, not in like as much as possible, as fast as possible. It's more like, or you know, a slow growth, and we'll get attention as we deserve it, not just begging for it and standing out on the road with a sign, you know.
Yeah, it's like using Topia to build up an audience for beard art.
You're on fire right now, by the way.
Yeah, you're killing it.
But it's sadly I have to take off. Yeah.
Well, we need a screenshot at least. Yeah, there you go. Bam.
We definitely got to do a calendar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So who is this? You said shaman. It went from rabbi to shaman, huh?
Yeah, it went tribal wedding.
Yeah.
Tribal wedding. I like it.
Yeah.
But like
The officiant of said tribal wedding.
It's like,
imagine me officiating something. That'd be amazing. There we go. I should offer my service as an officiant.
Yeah.
In any form that you wish. All right. Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Okay.
Later, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Yeah, and if you haven't figured out, that's a regular occurrence. So,
Dude,
Jeremy,
he seems like the man. So cool.
He is the man.
Jeremy is like a necessary pillar to this whole.
Okay.
He seems so calm.
Yeah.
He just seems so.
He doesn't say much, but when he does, he's always dropping knowledge bombs.
You shut up when Jeremy speaks.
Yeah, I'd be quiet when Jeremy starts to say stuff.
Yeah, that's like captivating presence even through the screen.
He's a very wise human for sure.
Yes.
So, his business.
Where's he located? In some like amazing forest.
Terre Haute, Indiana.
Yeah, he's in the middle of fucking nowhere, Indiana. So.
Amazing.
He's not in the middle of nowhere. He's right next to the really big prison.
Dude, I bet this triples user base 4 weeks doing nothing else but just making the welcome world easy to go to. Like, I would love to know what those bounce rate statistics are. I'm not saying like I really like whatever was done with the website, and I just realized it's like a fast development process. There's not a lot of time to like go back. You just have to make it like good enough and keep going. But like a couple little things there with the user experience, and like I think you're gonna get a lot of people who just like this, just find something, stay, and then just like talk, you know. And they'll kind of
the nice part. We get like, you know, one
visitors are
one
probably don't want to say, but
oh my bad.
I'm saying I don't know if you want to say or not. Those are just like specific. Those are like company user metrics. But I'm saying like whatever your user like visit rate is a day, organically even, I bet that's going to grow. And especially if you can keep those people in the world just long enough to like tell another person about it, like it'll grow really, really fast.
I think within a month we will see a 10x user growth simply because of certain press activities that will be coming out in the next 4 weeks, we can call it.
Yo, do you want that press? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you just said you don't want to grow too quickly.
No, this press is exactly what they want.
Okay.
It's kind of nice having, you know, like 1 to 3 people come in per week though, because then you actually get the opportunity to, you know, explain the experience and develop a connection. And there isn't just a bunch of random people that don't know what they're doing in here. You know, it's like 1 or 2 people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, cool. Hey, we all make friends."
Yo, we can get platform users to be like essentially. I don't want to like say like support. There's nothing wrong with that, but like when they're like genuine adopters, like Wikipedia mods spend like 6 hours a week editing Wikipedia for free because they have this like sense of like keeping the world's knowledge safe, which I appreciate. Like you can't update anything; it's gone within like 30 seconds. Like I tried to one time, just like I was trying to go to like a club in New York, and I tried to like edit like a Wikipedia page about someone else and just make it me, and like within 30 seconds it didn't work, you know. But like you can get Topia users from the Discord because they just seem to be around all day. I just like looked today earlier. Like just to be in here and like welcome and just like provide like specific, like you could do that right now.
Yeah, we already do.
Yeah, it's basically already. It's kind of already like that.
Where's Cutie, by the way?
Cutie's probably hanging out in topia.io/welcome, and Brian's over in /citizens. There's probably 5 or 6 people who spend 6 to 10 hours a day in world.
That's amazing. Yeah, dude,
And
no
you have
other
the people
platforms
like-
have that. I'm telling you, like that's so rare.
Well, then you
Yeah,
have
I
to-
mean, I'm definitely on this is probably hour 4 for me today. No, more than that, because we've been in here for 3.5 hours already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll probably hit 6 to 8 hours today and talk to like 30, 40 people.
Yo, can I ask another Topia question, or is it just like too much at this point?
No, it's all good.
Yeah, no.
All right, just tell me to stop. Seriously, like
We'll all just leave before you.
I really will not, like, genuinely not be offended whatsoever. You can just say it.
All right, go for it.
Can you put multiple worlds inside the same Topia world? So, like, basically, like, you know, in a game, how you don't have to like change browsers to like go to a different world. You know, it's kind of like intrusive, in my opinion. But like, if you had like different cities inside the same welcome world in the beginning, I know it's not like the core functionality of creating worlds, but I think it might be easier to have like your space inside one similar space and spreading.
Yeah. So if you click on the campfire, that's a portal to a different world.
Yeah.
If you click on the blue sock above us, it's a portal to a different world as well.
And you can be in 2 different worlds at the same time, or multiple different worlds at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat.
Who's
So-
in here?
Who's in here?
I just saw a yellow arrow.
That's been up there forever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who it is.
I was like, where does the fire go? It's citizens.
Oh, that's Giggle Dragon's brother.
Oh, right.
Okay.
They were in here too.
Lucas.
And Giggle Dragon, I don't know if you know yet, but Control plus and minus will zoom you in and out, and that changes the whole experience. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I try and tell everybody because it's not obvious.
Dude, that should be way more obvious.
See, that's what I'm saying. I use it all the time.
Feature.
Yeah.
I was
He's all, I love this.
Like, why can't I scroll zoom? You ever play Age of Empires?
Yeah.
Man, your forces from.
That's a really good idea. Scroll zoom.
Dude, just pick games that already work. If it doesn't work in a video game, it won't work in real life.
Right.
I like firmly believe that.
Yeah.
That
They did just launch a map function, so now on the left side, second icon from the bottom, you can click to get a full map.
A full map, like a little mini map in the corner.
Oh, that's dope. I did not. I was wondering what that button was too. I just haven't clicked it yet today.
Wait, which button?
The second to bottom one.
Oh, world map.
That's sweet.
So it's not. It's. I mean, it's literally just a screenshot
Yeah,
of the world.
it's not live.
But it's
Right.
yeah. So like, I'm sure eventually it's going to end up being a live map so that you can like see where people are.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's so sick. So you guys already have all this functionality figured out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty smart. You really built it the right way. Wow. So,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the
They're doing a really good
dudes
job.
that are doing this know what the fuck they're doing.
just like, but it's just the experience. Like, I guess that'll become optimized with time, but like, the very minimum, the core part of it is like, all right, you're thinking mini map, you're thinking games, you're thinking like cities within the same world. It's like, okay, it makes a lot more sense. It's encouraging to hear.
It's like
Zoom
Zoom meets.
discovery page from the front page. I think when you first enter Topia, there's a discovery page that does prioritize the worlds that are more populated. It like promotes different worlds that you can visit. So,
You gotta give people a way to battle. You gotta give them. I just
well,
like
that's why I say we should have
simple-
raids. Like, you know, Twitch has the raids where you go raid someone else's party or someone else's stream. It's like an easy function where, like, before we're gonna finish our meeting, we can go raid someone else's meeting.
You drop everybody off in a different
that, like,
location.
consents to it, of course. You know, like that
Yeah.
would be a feature that you consent to receive. The raids.
I mean, there's 5 people over in Citizens that we could go raid them now, and it would be really funny.
Let's go raid them. Yeah, let's go raid them. That's a good idea.
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Where's this? How do I
Go
find
click on the campfire,
And yeah,
Okay.
we're going in. We're going in for
and then
battle.
click travel.
travel?
Let's get there. Oh yeah, they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Topia raid.
Where are they? Are they down here? Oh, let's go raid them.
Oh my!
Party destroyed.
Raid!
The tea house has come to us.
Yeah,
Topia raid.
we come to party.
Topia raiding.
Like, imagine we had Nerf guns there or something, though. Just like something we could then attack you with.
But,
How much more of an experience that
Guess I'm gonna go keep wandering around,
Speak for
guys.
yourself. I have Nerf guns.
It's a game. Sick.
Hello, hello.
Hey, good to see you again.
Oh, it got
We-
dark out your
Wait.
window there.
Elise, are
It
you
was bright
streaming?
out earlier.
I am streaming. Yes, I am.
Would you like to
streaming.
do it from a microphone spaceship?
Okay, sure. Oh wow, cool.
Oh wow! Hey, check it out.
What?
You guys are still doing tea time?
Yeah.
We're always doing tea time, bro.
Dance around the microphone.
We're experimenting with the new user experience of like raiding someone else's party.
I wish there was is there any way to message people all at once, like a group chat when you're
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yet being the
Unless
keyword.
you add them to the Slack.
Spaceship is intense.
Yeah, dude, that's a big ass spaceship.
Just stand
It's
at the
not a
doorway.
spaceship. It's an interdimensional recording booth.
Ah. What happens when nothing happens when I click on it?
Well, maybe our space technology is more advanced than your 20th century clicking.
That was the right answer.
Yeah, what spaceship? I don't see a spaceship.
We lost Giggle Dragon in the raid.
Oh, he must be having connectivity issues.
No, I got Giggle Dragon. Can you hear me?
I can.
Refresh your page. All right.
Everybody die and reincarnate as a different color. Ready, go.
I just...
Yeah, I'm green.
Purple!
So
I
like,
got
What
purple.
happened?
I'm blue.
yeah, that's sick. Who made
I'm
this?
blue every day.
Like, how'd you create a spaceship?
Well, first you start with an understanding of gravity, and you work forwards from there.
You travel 7 miles per hour towards the atmosphere, and then once you're in space, you're kind of autonomous.
So it's kind of like it's like falling and then missing the ground, and then you end up in space.
There you go.
Okay, Buzz Lightyear.
It's like falling, but the opposite.
This is all about landing. See, in one case you have an interdimensional portal that brings you, and then in the other you have a vehicle that's designed specifically to touch down and never go up again. It just goes down.
Except for that one time that they flew it all the way back to Earth.
That one really
Because Tom Hanks is a total boss.
Right. He made it work.
I like the Bitcoin feature. The mirror. Wait, does that mean that you've doubled your holdings?
You could think that way. Yeah. I mean, they're constantly quadrupling, infinitely, exponentially. All of those bitcoins. In goodwill. You know what's a funny story? He's waking up. He's gonna do a little stretch. I was in New York City walking around last weekend, and I had like a lot of cool serendipitous things happen throughout the day, and I was just like feeling good. I was just like skipping through Central Park, going back to my hotel, feeling good, and I heard a comedy show happening like in the middle of the park, and I decided I was gonna like walk up and listen to it. It was really cool. It was really creative, like COVID safe stand-up comedy. And they say something about Dogecoin and crypto. And they're like, well, who knows anything? Because like everybody was acting like, I don't know. And like, well, does anybody here know anything about cryptocurrency? And of course, I go, wah! And so they asked me to come up and they gave me the mic to share my crypto story. And I gotta give a whole pitch. And like get the whole crowd all riled up about like fucking the system and explaining how like the farmers that I work with get screwed by the banks and how we're using crypto for that. And they were like, oh wow, so you must have a whole bunch of crypto. I said, I got the one golden pup. That's it. That's all
Nice.
I need. Like just being on the cutting edge of things is like, that's the value. That's the true value. That's gonna have like infinite amount of potential value out of it.
Did you bring Bitcoin with you to New York?
I did not, but I should have. That would have been awesome. That would have been so epic if he would have been there for that show, and I could have got him riled up, like bark, because he will bark on command, so yeah, he does some tricks.
Man, if Ethereum would bark on command, that'd be great.
You can add it to the contract.
You guys want to hear about my second experience with Topia? It was a time prior to this.
Yes.
I met this girl on Bumble. Yeah, it's like
I love where this is going already.
I messaged her on Instagram. I was like, I didn't say furious. I wish I said furious, but like I just like didn't have the balls to say it, because I like actually wanted to talk to her. So I was like, I will be genuinely disappointed. It's like kind of pussy about it, but like whatever. But anyway, we ended up like going on a virtual date in Topia for like an hour and a half. They're just like We were just chilling. I've like,
Did you go to topia.io/hookup, or did you go to topia.io/nuptials?
dude, what? I'm confused.
So, which room did you date in?
I don't get it.
What was the energy of your date? How'd it go?
Oh, wow. Dude, yeah, I'm just, yeah.
Was it a good date?
It's a tough day right now. But yeah, no, dude, it was super fun. Like I'm saying, like I'd spoken to her on the phone once. I didn't really know her, but like I was saying before, I don't know any of you guys. I feel like I know you pretty well at this point, but I mean, like, facilitates
3
like
hours in Topia.
Facilitates just like pretty like calm conversation. I just don't know what it is, and it's bothersome. I literally can't. I don't know if it's the graphics. I don't know if it's the little screens that don't feel too close to your face. You know, I just don't know what it is. But there's something about it that's just like way more personable than other. Like I'm telling you, people would use this over like, and like they would actually use this for like video date meetups like right now. You know, in its current functionality.
It's like the next frontier of online dating.
Did the girl give you the Topia link to meet in, or did you just meet at a random Topia somewhere?
Oh no! So I met her on a dating app, and then I messaged her. I was like, "Join my world." I think it was called like Thunderdome or something like that. I don't know what it was. Like this, like. And she just like,
You took her to the Thunderdome.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I just had this like little meta avatar that's just like sitting on the ground chatting with them. You know, like, what is going on?
Hey, I'm gonna go on a walk. It's been fun though.
Yeah.
Bye, Kayla.
Bye, Kayla Bear.
Have a good night.
Portal back anytime.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, I still struggle to describe what Topia is.
I've been
like
using the platform for a year, and I struggle to describe it.
About 4 months in, I just swore off that I would never talk about Topia outside of Topia. I'm just like, just meet me here, and then people like
Fight Club.
Yeah. It literally like that. That's where that came from. It's like trying to explain an impossible color, because like everybody's experience is unique, but that's the beauty of the platform. And so, you know, you're kind of, I don't know, I started treating it like psychedelics. It's like, tell someone enough so that they feel safe, but don't tell them so much that you project your experience into theirs.
Mm.
And then when you're in Topia, then you can talk about Topia because you're in Topia. And then people are like, I'm here, holy shit, this is awesome.
It's not as much of a thing, it's more of not the vibe, but just what you said about psychedelics reminded me. It's not like doing a certain thing, it's like the system itself. So broad.
Yo, it also has the best name. Oh, sorry, Brian.
No, go for it.
Dude, Topia is just like the best name for it. It's the best name you could have picked out of all of the names. It like accurately describes what the platform is. You know what I mean? It's odd.
It was going to be called Campfire, but Dan chose Topia, which is a play on Utopia without the U, because it's not about you, it's about us. And I was like, I didn't know that for a while, and I always loved that notion.
How did you procure Topia.io?
Dan did. Dan, the CEO.
Wow.
They initially had HelloTopia.io, and then I guess they just paid for Topia.io.
Not sick.
Good domains. You can go to museumofdomains.com to learn more about different domains that have been purchased when either high, drunk, or other forms of inebriated.
Yo, from a technology standpoint, is it difficult to integrate games? Just like super simple games.
You mean...
Like, can I play beer pong? I don't even play beer pong. But like, could you play beer pong in this world?
I don't know about beer pong.
Just some mini game, dude. People love
like
mini
this?
games. They love them. Yo, if I could play you peer-to-peer arcade, you can probably do games, WebRTC, right? I imagine it's used for this.
There's an arcade cabinet right next to you.
What are we gonna play?
You're shitting me. Who am I playing against? It's like actual Pac-Man.
Actually, you know what? I know what I want to play right now.
Can I play you?
Yeah, I'm putting something else in. Hold on.
You're lying. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Damn. It's all there. Put it all there, Eddie. It's pretty cool.
Can I grab objects and create objects?
When you're an admin of the world, yes.
Oh.
The world building parties are definitely fun, where you just get a whole bunch of people together in an empty world and make everybody an admin.
It reminds me of, have you guys ever played like an earlier version of Halo in Forge World? It's kind of like Forge World, Topia.
Okay. Everyone click on the arcade cabinet.
Can you guys hear the background noise?
I'm dipping out, guys. Be safe.
Wait, before you do, everyone click the arcade
go.
cabinet.
Okay.
Where is it?
Right
Hello.
to our southeast.
Selfish armadillo.
Whoever doesn't have headphones has to turn down their speakers.
Oh, we're like playing guitar? It's like collaborative.
I don't know what the hell this is, but I love it.
Oh, what a funny game design. It's great. So many possibilities.
synthesizer for dummies. Like, I didn't know that they could get any dumber, but man, that's so fun and easy.
I think we should all just stop what we're doing and start a band. They could hire us for Topia events.
You can play that in Topia.io/arcade.
That is pretty freaking epic, dude. I haven't seen that yet. That's awesome.
I've never played it with that many people before. That was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
That's a good game to stream on Twitch, at least.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's something. It's something I'm gonna pull out. So like just in the arcade Topia world, we can reach that.
I'll send you the link right now. It's called Plink.
Oh, Plink. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's fun.
Is there anything you can do to make it? Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm good. You talk. I'm good.
It reminded me when we were all playing. It reminded me of like the synchronized swimmers kind of thing.
Can you make it competitive at all?
I don't think so. Not that one, at least.
I mean, you could make it like Guitar Hero, where you like plug in certain templates that you're supposed to meet, and then you're like graded on that. But I think that kind of like changes the whole experience.
I don't know, dude. The beats that I was adding to that were way doper than the beats that you were adding to that. That's really all I know.
You guys told me to mute my mic, and I don't have or whatever, so I just muted my computer. So I thought we were trying to race the whole time.
I'm sorry.
Until the end, dude. That's why I was like, I didn't realize I'd like hold down the button in the beginning. I figured that out finally. Then I thought I had to stay in my lane. Like I thought it was like track. Like you get like confused. No, I'm serious. And then I thought I had to try to like ride in sort of those like whatever they're called, like with waves. You know?
That's hilarious, and I'm sorry.
And then
I
like
thought I was doing boost when I originally was hitting down. I was like, there has to be some sort of buttons to this. I don't know what's going on.
And I just like saw you guys smiling, and I was like,
meanwhile, you were still clicking Giggle Dragon, so like no one noticed because you were making noise and everybody else was listening to it.
And that's how synthesizers work.
Has anyone hosted like a banger on Topia yet? I mean, like a real underground rave, like not like something that's like paid production. I just mean like a sick, like he would know more, Brooklyn underground like rave venue. That would be dope.
What about like a kinky rave?
100%. Whatever you want to do, the weirder the better. I'm all in favor of it to a point, but like
what kind of
gotta
music?
wear masks.
What's important to you? Is it
creative optimists over here? What'd you say?
What's important to you in your ideal underground Topia rave experience?
Authenticity, dude.
All right.
It would be cool if you had like the small room and the big room, and people could play together. As it's, you know, it's not as much. It's like you're making the rave and you're a part of it too.
Yo, I thought if you want to blow Topia up in one event, you just like you make it just like I don't know how to explain this even, but just like you were there in real life. You tell people where the rave's at. You find someone that's comfortable with it. You know, like I'm telling you, dude, that would blow up on crypto. Twitter would eat that up, and they would just post that, and then everyone would see it. That's how like half the stories on like any article in the news starts like all on crypto Twitter. So like, it's.
Brian,
do it. Make the party.
Heard of Kinky Salon?
I know, but I love it already.
Yeah, so my friend here, her name is Polly Superstar. She's a longtime sex activist in San Francisco, and she started her party like 18 years ago. And it's a kink party. They have a community in San Francisco and LA and in Vegas, and they like built their own platform for like crowdfunding and having virtual events. Like, I don't know, I've never gone to their events. I don't know how like clunky the technology is they're using. But
Can
like,
we can we host them in topia.io/dungeon on like the 20th or the 21st?
Let me ask her. I'll totally reach out to her. I mean, I know that she's got a party. Let me check her calendar. I just I've never gone to her parties. I always get invited to them, but so I'm not a part of that community.
I would like to invite and then also offer admin privileges if that was a thing she's interested
great.
in.
So she's been doing streaming herself, and she did a pretty cool crowdfunding where they basically sold tokens to this marketplace where different sex workers could list products, either services or whatever, in this marketplace, and then people could use the credits that they got from the crowdfunding. It's pretty cool.
Hey, do y'all want to go to an underground rave?
Right now?
Yeah.
Sure.
Duh. Joking.
Let's do it.
Oh,
now we're underground.
He turned off the lights.
No, the lasers will come on.
Is the microphone spaceship gonna start shooting lasers and fog out?
where could you realistically pull this off? It would have to be New York, right? You can't really do it anywhere else.
A rave?
I mean, just a sick underground rave. New York lends itself quite well to this.
There's a really big rave movement in England in the 90s. They would just go to countrysides.
Yeah.
Also, Ukraine is another big underground place.
Dude, Ukraine's gangster. Ukraine's Eastern European bloc, dude. Gangster. Wow, I would love to go to Ukraine. But yeah, dude, you could if you want real grassroots, that'd be pretty cool. I think it could be pulled off at probably a reasonably low cost. Definitely worth your user acquisition cost, put it that way.
I mean, are we talking Fire Festival budgets here?
No, bro. I'm saying you find two of the homie college kids, and you're hey, when you guys you're in the city, what are you guys doing? You're obviously partying on a Saturday, and you can't do it anywhere, so you have to go underground. Where are you doing it? Do you guys just want to live stream it? You'd be here's $500 each. They'll be all right, that's sick. Let's live stream it, and they will, and they'll tell everyone about it.
You know of any homies that would want to promote a Topia rave?
You may.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
People, sure.
Gail, it's an odd sound. Sorry.
Me?
Yeah, I was just echoey. My bad.
All good.
Yeah, there's an echo somewhere. I definitely know a lot of art and music creators that have been doing a lot of streaming and have been getting really good at setting up their audio and setting up their camera and setting up their stuff. I could pull together some performers, that would want to stream. They wouldn't even have to stream. They would just be streaming to their own Twitch, and then we'd just rebroadcast it in to be a part of it,
Well, we're hosting a series of events between the 18th and the 22nd. Do those days work for you?
Yeah, I'm in town. I could help with that and coordinate with some of my friends that may want to.
You guys should create the World Fair while
There's a lot of
COVID's going.
synth streamers, so I'm just a lot of synthesizers. It's really popular these days.
I'm into it.
Well, there's that one dude that he plays synthesizers and guitar, and he sings and he chants, and then he also draws on his iPad using Procreate, and he basically can overlay over the entire stream his drawings. So it's pretty cool. That's pretty. So that's how he can do kind of the visuals. What do they call that? DJing. But I just got in touch with Polly. So is there a specific kink party that's already happening and a time for it?
There is now.
Okay, cool. I'm sure her community would be stoked on it. I'm sure. So I just, because they're burners too. So I'm sure that they interacted with the platform during Burning Man.
Yeah. I think the 21st, the evening of the 21st, or if we wanted to move it, the 22nd.
Cool. But yeah, Giggle Dragon, you're right. Like, if you put a party together, like, it's better than watching it through like a live stream. Like, you see all these musicians making live streams and like they're great to watch, but like there's something about like when you go to concerts and you go to music festivals, it's more about like the people you meet and like kind of the co-experiences you end up having with all these different people. And like you do need that like sense of vulnerability and trust to like really be yourself. Like, yeah, if you go to like a Zoom link, it doesn't, you know, it's not really inherent feeling to like fully be yourself. Like, you want to be like proper and like, because your screen's all big and
Sorry, I'm just so engrossed in this particular thought about just like, I don't know if you want like 16, 17-year-olds on this platform. Personally, I think it's hilarious because like if I like a long time ago, I did a little bit of work on like a social networking app that was like very, very like targeted niche, but it was like, it had some like good virality to it. And like this, if you get like the right person on TikTok to say like, go watch this or go watch this, you'll just have like tons of little creative humans like walking around. And if you give them an outlet to provide feedback like efficiently to you, they will tell you like exactly what you need to build. You know, they're like, it won't be any guessing with it. And you'd get a ton of like young users pretty quickly. Like that's what you want ultimately, right? Like those guys.
They're like the influencers of society, or at least their subcultures.
Jolly!
Things spread quickly in small communities like high school or college.
What's
Do you
up,
think
Jolly?
teenagers think it's cool if someone got married inside of a virtual world?
Someone would think that's super cool. I mean, there's drive-through weddings in Las Vegas, so I think people are open up to alternative weddings.
Brian got married in the in-world.
Yeah, that's weird, dude. That's weird. That's kind of weird.
That's a step too far.
As
I'm
somebody
not
who
marrying you.
It's just like,
as somebody who wasn't able to attend the wedding in person, I was very excited to be able to attend it in Topia.
wow, really? This
Yeah.
was
You even
fun.
have to rent a house.
So what was the format of it though? Did you have like you had like, what was it?
We designed one of the XL maps, which is like 250,000 square feet. We designed it as a clock of our relationship from the first date all the way around to the moment of our marriage at 11 o'clock on 11/11. And we got this like architecturally significant house in Topanga that's like a glass box on top of the highest peak. And just like all you see is like 50 miles of ocean. And then we stole the house and put it in Topia. So we had one of our illustrators like create the exact representation of the house. And then we had our Topi at that position in our Topia world. And then we broadcasted our video at the house of the house in the world of us. After 11 days of like hanging out with friends and hosting workshops and like podcasts. We basically did like 11 days of like events in the 11 days prior, and then just like hung out with friends for 11 days, and then went to a mountaintop and streamed it in Topia, and then stayed there for a week. And we spent
Dude,
under
that's
$10,000.
This is the coolest thing.
It was fun.
there's a lot of cool
So-
things.
Oh, so that was a leading question. And you asked, oh yeah, that was a trash.
Oh, you haven't watched the video. You haven't watched the video yet.
Wait, what do you?
My favorite thing is that the like a good friend and also like the #1 Redditor on all of Reddit is the top comment on that YouTube video that I just sent you. And it's like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
That's funny. It was yeah, it was cool. I went to the wedding. It was a fun time. I met some cool people, and yeah, it was a beautiful ceremony. And it was cool how many people were there and how many different like conversations were going on. I was like, oh, this is great. This.
That was one of the first times I think we had been in Topia with triple digits, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and for us, like, I mean, in the like weeks after, people were just like being like, "Oh, so I met so and so at your wedding," and we're like, "Oh my god!" Like something that we were wholly unaware of. There's no way we could have been aware of that, but like it's awesome that like you two connected, and like we've heard of like friendships developing through that, and it was big enough that we didn't actually know who all came. I think the only way that I could find out at the time was I had to scroll a list of who was in World just before the ceremony. Like I just took it as a video clip. But yeah, no, like, and everybody left like notes in our little wishing or in our like guest book, and we had like 50 videos that people submitted. Like we had a little video booth. We listened to that like a few days later, and we were both like bawling.
So are you incredibly detail oriented in general?
No, not at all.
No.
That's detailed. It's like the definition of detail.
No and yes. Moo is the answer to that question. Not yes, not no, but not nothing.
So what do you do at Topia then?
I'm one of the managing partners of one of Topia's certified agencies.
What does that mean?
We build worlds. So we do like white glove world building and experience design for like company events, and largely company events, but also community spaces, and teaching people how to use Topia as a revenue channel, teaching people how to use it as a customer acquisition medium, hosting events, hanging out, investing in worlds. All the stuff that we've been doing this entire time. Thanks for coming to the office.
Yeah, you know, Brian, Giggle Dragon had a lot of really great feedback to provide about the UI, and it seems that he's very enthusiastic about this kind of technology. So.
Yeah, did you were at the community meetup, right?
Were we there earlier? Oh yeah, for a little bit.
Did you hear?
Oh yeah.
Did you hear Dylan's offer of like they're about to launch a new UX UI, and if anyone wants to like have a walkthrough, and see it? Did you hear him say that?
No.
Well, he did, and they are, and they're doing a new UX UI, but I don't know what the release date is for it yet, but they're making it into a cohesive like unit and platform where it'll be like meetup.com inside of Topia, so you can see like all of the events happening across the Topia universe. And then if you want to, you can host one and publish it, or you can, go to as many as you'd like, and then you can see the publicly discovered worlds, and you'll be able to see like who's in them at what time and what they are and what's been popular. Kind of like the App Store, and basically just be able to wander around. But then there's also a creator economy. So by hosting events or like building worlds where people go, then you actually can, Topia pays out up to 33% of their revenue to the people who create worlds on their platform. And they're about to launch their marketplace, so artists can sell resources like different objects, and then people can like build their world, yeah, all those things. Come play with us.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, you both are Giggle Dragon and Lakukas. What's your real name again?
Caleb.
You both been asking awesome questions, and yeah, I mean that's largely like it's as much work as you want it to be, as much play as you want it to be, but like it's y'all clearly get it, so just like jump in wherever you'd like, and we'll keep answering questions and making space and hanging out.
It's so like hard to describe. There's so many ways to describe it. So maybe, and when we were at the meeting before with John and them, like I could tell when they're like we're space makers. That's when I realized I didn't understand, but at the same time that helped me understand that it's really broad concept.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it partially came from, actually it was early in when I met Sam, where Sam and Elise were talking about how, like, pouring tea for someone is holding space for someone. Like, it's less about the tea and more about, like, the gift of that experience, like space. Like, and then we had, like, a physicist that we were talking to about that, and he's like, well, yeah, like, making energy is easy, making space is hard. Like, if you mean that the, you know, spiritual sense of pouring tea and holding space for someone, if you mean that in the, you know, the physical sense of, like, creating actual physical space, it's hard. And so we were saying that for a long time, and then, like, I was saying it for probably like a year before Topia, and then Topia came, and we were like, it's like,
someone in space.
yeah.
That's when
the
you
universe doing its thing.
Well, but the funny thing is that Elise and I have this running joke that, like, holding space is really just like hippie speak for doing nothing.
It's not doing nothing if it's restorative work. It's doing something by doing nothing.
Yeah, but there's a serious value add for users who do nothing in Topia. You know what I mean?
No, it's
like,
a quantifiable value add. Like, every month that someone pays an invoice to Topia, whether it's $9 for, like, their monthly, like, world subscription, or if it's, like, buying something through the marketplace, Topia looks back at where people were over the last 30 days, or where that person was over the last 30 days, and then pays a percentage of the money that they paid to Topia back to the people who owned the worlds that person went through.
Another way that kind of reminds me of Topia, it's like a search engine with the different without words, but like spatial search engine.
Yeah. It's like a virtual neighborhood.
What are the big changes with this UX update, roughly?
Like, integration, I think, is the single word that would describe all of it, right? Like, early on, they kind of teased into a few, like, large corporate companies, and, you know, they're like, we want to host our event and we want these features, we want to make sure it's this and that, and they were just kind of, like, demanding. And the whole Topia team was just like, no, we want to build it for people like us. And so from that point on, it was just community led, and now, you know, a year of suggestions, right? The reason that they hold the community meetup every week and the reason that they cultivate the Discord, it's like, after a year of taking their suggestions, they're like, okay. And, like, all the features that you see came from that. And so now that the new redesign is, like, accounting for all of that as one unit. And I've been consulting startups for, I mean, well, I guess at this point, like, 6 years. And their jump from, like, what they have now to this new version is, like, one of the most substantially, like, forward thinking. Like, they basically built out all of the elements that they're not going to, they designed all of the elements for the next, like, year of their dev roadmap, basically. So they were like, all right, let's throw a rock a year from now and then design everything now and think about all of that as one thing now, and then chunk it based on priority and ordering and so on and so forth. And so they're going to roll it out. So it's a really beautiful way of design thinking. Super fucking intelligent. They're UX designers, like 16 years of experience, and it's amazing. So yeah, I mean, keep making suggestions. That's literally, like, we collectively built the platform. They brought it into this world, and this ridiculously, it's 2 developers. Two. They just hired a 3rd. They start next week.
Yay!
How many do you need?
They're currently hiring 6 more.
You could create a suggestion world, just like the world of suggestions.
Topia.io/studio is like an artist studio. It's basically an experiment in how many people can we give admin access to of a single world. It's kind of like it's basically like the Topia equivalent of an openly editable Google Doc.
God mode in Topia. Wow.
So who's doing all this? Who's who's writing them out? Not who names, but I mean like, and then who's storing them? This is a pretty intricate process. No, it seems it.
Yeah, it depends on how much of a nerd you are, but the more of a nerd you are, the more you're just like, this is fucking brilliant.
I spent some time in a Twitter space today, and there were a lot of people in this space, and there was like 6 experts on a panel talking, and that was the first time I'd experienced that, and it felt a lot like Clubhouse. Have you experienced that product, Brian?
I haven't done Twitter Spaces yet.
When did that launch? Do you know?
I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah.
What is it?
It's their Clubhouse knockoff.
But it's at the right at the top of Twitter. So like, you know, people go to Twitter and it's like the stories, you know, because even Twitter is doing stories now too, right?
There is a one big risk to not focusing on growing your user base somewhat rapidly though. And that's like conceptually very difficult to originate the idea like Bitcoin, but it makes a ton of sense when you understand it. I'm not saying someone else can implement it just as well, but in my opinion, like if you don't hit like critical growth mass, like not sure the word I'm trying to say is, but like then you become vulnerable. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to like empower creators. So it's like a pretty nuanced relationship there.
They've been doing a really good job of managing it.
And you think this new update facilitates far more users in terms of like ease of use, functionality, etc.?
There's a lot of things that facilitate far more users. Some things that I can share with you and some things that I cannot, and they're all awesome and amazing, and we're really fucking excited. That's the short version.
I almost don't even want more people yet. In a selfish, I would rather just run into you guys for another couple weeks, see what's going on. I don't, you know, like when a Discord chat gets too crowded, and I'm like, now I can't learn anything. Now it's just too much. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Check out the events page, and the Discover page, and just keep hanging out and having conversations, and go where you feel called. Or make what you feel called. You know, you could have / giggle dragon world, and every time you match with someone, you could be like, if you'd like to go on a date with my brain, then wander my world alone. If you'd like to hang out, then let me know when you want to meet me there.
It'll definitely be integrated with like dating stuff at some point. Like it has to be. Right? I mean, it just makes sense. What do you, another time, but like, just like mobile, is it even possible to get working?
It is possible. It's not really an experience that like makes sense in like a checkout line, like as evident by the fact that we've been sitting here and hanging out, since 9 a.m. But like, I mean, I'm sending emails. I'm like, I just recruited a co-producer on our, symposium in May. So like working, I don't know. Whatever energy you want, you can cultivate it or go find it.
Dude, you ever, last thing I'll say, I'm just going on too much, but like the Chilled Cow Lo-Fi Girl and hip hop or Lo-Fi Beats on YouTube has like 47K active listeners, and they just have a Discord of like 500,000 people.
Jesus.
And I'm saying like those people.
Who has a Discord?
It's
bro.
Like,
that channel is streamed into one of the rooms in the tea house.
Yeah, I'm telling. Yeah, is it? I guess
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
like if you go into the world if you go into the tea room in the southwest corner of the tea house, that's the music that's playing.
If you made that clear to that user group that you were doing that, and like they didn't have to be online, hence like the idle benefits of being a user, even in the platform, I bet they would just chill out with each other all day and just study, because those people are most likely watching from a desktop anyway. It's just a better likelihood that they would use it, you know? Like no one's listening to like lo-fi beats on their phone. That's like pretty sketch, you know, like it's just strange.
That is an absolutely amazing idea, and I'm currently putting the lo-fi beats stream into topia.io/Discord, and then I'm gonna link their Discord in the Discord world.
And yo, that's why I was talking about giveaways, like airdrops, crypto. It works, dude. Caleb's very, very knowledgeable about airdrops, but like they're just very effective.
Just a huge supporter of airdrops.
Dude, you're knowledgeable, but you just exchange value for like services. So like I've seen airdrops where like 70,000 people sign up because they think they're getting a currency. But like if you have like 1,000, how many people are in your Discord? 1,000 plus, I thought I heard earlier.
In whose Discord?
Topia.
I think it's over 1,000. I'm not sure how far over.
Yeah, if you grow to like 2,000 or 3,000, like you don't want to do like a drop too quickly or else it just like doesn't work. But then just give away like an item for in-game stuff and say just go retweet this, go follow us, go post in someone else's Discord. Even if it's a little spammy, people like the platform they get there. And like you could get some, I've seen people get some pretty serious traction pretty quickly with like similar approaches. They just do it with crypto.
Yeah.
You know?
You're giving me ideas for something that we'll be able to do in about 8 days.
8 days?
8 days. 8 days.
Is it crypto related?
Topia related.
No.
No, I mean, is it? Yeah, I guess not. Drop related?
So, you know how when you click, do you know what a UTM code is?
No.
So you know how when you click a link and then at the end of like the actual link it's like $UTM equals and then like a bunch of shit?
Okay.
So basically like it's a thing that you append on the end of a link for tracking. Topia is currently shifting they're building a bit so that you can create a Topia link. So like topia.io/sock drawer /burn, topia.io/events, their event page, /discover, their discover page, any link anywhere in the Topia universe. And you can just add this little thing to the end of it. And anyone who clicks on that link and goes into that world or goes to that page and then goes to an event or like whatever, you will get a percentage of the money that they give to Topia for anything forever.
Interesting.
In 8 days.
Wow. That's super. I don't know what else to say. It sounds super cool.
No, I don't get it totally. Like, what's the?
It's like if you introduce someone to Topia, you could do that by creating a world to take your dates. You could do that like if you have 100 dates in your date world and one of those 100 ends up sharing it with her colleague who shares it with the manager who shares it with the CEO or whatever, and then that person ends up paying $9 a month to Topia for a year or years, or if they end up hosting an event and spending $20,000, Topia's paying a percentage of the revenue to the people that bring people into Topia. Like you can make money by bringing people together. Whether
so you're automating. Go ahead.
It could be by like building a world and like having people come into that world. It could be by with this new thing. It could be by like sharing a link to somebody else's world or somebody else's event. It could just be by sending people to the homepage. Doesn't matter. But if you like, it depends on what you want to do, right? Like, do you want to create events? Do you want to hold space? Are you a marketer? Are you like a storyteller? Are you a gatherings person? Do you like to perform? Like, any way you want to do it, you can make money by bringing people together. That's the true beauty of Topia, is that it's decentralized and it allows for open space. The trippy thing is if you go to topia.io/anything, like giant random string of characters, it's 20 characters long, by virtue of going there, you create the world.
Oh.
And then it's permanent.
They all exist all the time. It's just it does a bear shit in the woods if no one there, like, does it, can you have, someone has to be there for it to exist. That's how Topia works, right? When you go there, it loads from the server and creates the world. And then if someone else is there, then you have two people observing the same thing.
Yeah, 2 people shitting in the woods.
Yeah.
Do those, does the person get the first person create the world, do they get the authority to be the admin?
That's where you have to, if you create a community plan, which is $9 a month, then you own the world, you own the domain.
But you can create a free world.
Yeah, you can create a free world, which is like whatever you type, and then dash free and a bunch of random characters.
Yeah, how long till crypto? How long till crypto, realistically?
How long till what, crypto?
Is my mic giving feedback or no?
It's good now.
How long till like it's fully integrated crypto platform?
I can't.
Like where your worlds literally spawn and just like create like an accompanying wallet address with it. Dude, that's wild.
Hey Brian, Holly just got back to me and she said she's interested. I would like to give her the link to go check out the world, but there's a password. You wanna message that to me? Or no?
I will text. Are you still streaming?
Yeah, well, I could easily turn my thing to this while I check my message.
I'm messaging you the password.
Okay. You could do anything you want to get it to me. But she says she's interested. She says that they're always looking to network and collaborate with new people. And she's
not
with Topia.
Go ahead.
Oh. Cool. Thank you.
What were you saying, Sam?
Oh, I need to step out because Hannah got home just a bit ago, so I'm gonna go say hello. But it was awesome hanging. Giggle Dragon, Lakukas, wonderful to see you guys and meet you, and stoked to hang out and do more.
Yeah, this is super. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, Sam.
Yeah, I'll ask my friends, my DJ friends, if they're interested in hosting an event too. I'm sure they will be.
Yeah. I've hosted events before. People will come, but more people watch the stream. I don't know. I think there's just like a little bit of like a barrier of commitment of like how engaged you want to be with this activity, and like most people are still like very new to this like intimacy that's happening, you know, when we're all sharing our video with each other, and you know, especially with the streaming. But yeah,
I think it could be one of those things that like Airbnb, people didn't believe in the idea because they thought it would be weird that you would let a stranger into your house, but then everyone accepted it as a social norm.
Yeah.
And with Zoom too, which is a little more relevant to this, I think people are different. I agree with you.
Yeah, especially younger people. Like younger people are just like from birth already used to being like open and on the internet and sharing their opinions and having strong opinions and feeling safe to have strong opinions. TikTok. I've been doing TikTok. I'm a TikTok creator now. I don't know how it's going, but it's cool. It's a cool UI to like create content. You can just like create a whole ton of content very easily and make it look kind of cool. Although it's really hard for me to catch Bitcoin twerking on camera. Really hard. It just looks awkward on camera. You know, in real life, it's like, well, Bitcoin, you're twerking, you look really good. And then, like, on camera, it's like, no, not good.
Alright, speaking of twerking on camera, I'm gonna go twerk off camera and get some food. Y'all are amazing humans, and thank you for being amazing. Come back and keep playing and keep exploring and keep asking questions and giving feedback and making stuff. And May 18th to the 22nd, rave, kinky party, a bunch of people talking about spatial media and world building, and maybe some performers, which all kind of came together in the last 4 hours. So
Okay.
that's kind of the magic of Topia. It's like that was one of the things that we recognized when we got married. We were like, we went to, it was the first time we left our house to go on like a retreat in quarantine. It was like, I don't know, 3 months in or something, and we hadn't left our apartment. And John, we just met, he was going to Tahoe with his family because he had been stuck inside, except his inside is very large by comparison to our inside. And we were like, do you want us to house it? And we like went to his farm / estate, and like we're like, this is so amazing. And then we went to move a couch so we could like lay down on a bed underneath the stars, and we're like, this is so much harder than in Topia. It's a very large couch. So much easier to move it. Like, I mean, we moved a spaceship and I'm not even breaking a sweat.
Awesome, man. Sweet.
But anyway, fare thee well. Thank you all.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go too.
Nice meeting you.
Good to meet everybody
All right.
in the chat.
Good meeting you guys.
Bye.
Before you rocket ship off, is that how you leave?
Alright. We should go. We should stop stream. And we got 2 people here. I don't know who's here, but maybe we can go raid somebody. Let me see who's online right now. That was fun. Always fun to catch up with the friends. T-Fens is live. We can go listen to some music. Let's go check out Miss Mary Lou. We rated her before. We'll rate her again. Oh, she looks like she's going for a hike. That looks wonderful. Let's go check out her hike. Now we got 1 viewer. We can still go check out her hike. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a good rest. Good night. See ya later.